guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
As the main man says, welcome to It's Drunken Chat, son. I am your co-host, Chillins, Grins, and Cornbread, with the big cheese, Mr. Aaron Yees. How's it going, baby?
Dude, I am toasted.
Saturday morning, do you know where your freaking weed is? In my
Yes.
Flat
Yes,
out
I do.
cut up and smoked. You know?
Yep. I mean, because,
Uh,
it's Friday night. Why not?
it's Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah, it is Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Oh, happy International Card Day. Do you know about that?
International card? I do not know that. What is that?
So Topps does a promo. So if you go to certain local comic shops, they'll or local card shops, they'll give you a free pack.
Really?
Yeah, so it's on the Topps website locator. So just type in like Topps International. I can pull up the link. I'm being lazy. Okay. Yeah, and then there's a store locator for it. Oh, this is super long.
So in the meantime, there was a couple of interesting nuggets from this past week in the card world. Number one was, and you reported this before, is that the one that run the mall, that ring, it had sold, but it sold to Post Malone for 2.2 million or something crazy like that.
Well, everyone's reporting 2.6, but I heard the more realistic report is 2.2. I don't know what.
Man, I'll be low ball the number so IRS doesn't come after my ass, man. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
just slide me on a few cash.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever stated publicly, so who knows what kind of deal was actually made, right? Because from my understanding, a law firm had the card in possession, and they were taking offers from people. So it's like professional or whatever.
Yeah, because there was the official bounty, and then he ended up settling for meeting Post Malone and selling it to him. So good on him, man. Good on him for keeping that alive.
What? I mean, that's smart if you're gonna take that money also and create a brand out of it as well.
You said a brand? What type of brand? Like a card brand or?
No, just like your self brand, right? Because that dude's like in retail. This is a way to with $1 million in your back pocket instead of making probably a little bit over minimum wage or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like that's a perfect, like, especially with like social media, right? You're gonna take that clip and it's gonna be viral for a long time.
Yeah,
or for at least a good month.
Yeah, that's not the way it's supposed to be. If you're a retailer, you're not supposed to be opening all that shit yourself.
Right? Like a retail worker. Yeah, just like a sales clerk or whatever, or something like that.
Fuck that guy. The other news that came out this week is Panini, and once again, we've been reporting on it here for a while. Fanatics has been just taking over the sports card world for a while now.
Yeah,
we've been buying up everything, like every IP, whether it be
anything sports related, like sports betting
or hockey. I don't think they got into hockey yet. I think they're just like.
I think they own the jerseys though, at the very least.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So apparently, Panini has about a antitrust law against Fanatics.
Oh wow! It took them long enough.
Yeah, Bill. They probably had to freaking look in their couch cushions for some change in order to actually freaking sue them, man.
Well, I mean, but they also, because then they get the public records or whatever records when you're selling a company from Panini as well. It's like kind of like taking a look in their playbook to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm. They are claiming that Fanatics is preemptively eliminating all competition before showing competitive superiority or any ability to benefit the customers. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, if you also look at the cost of like whatever a Panini product costs,
Exactly. I can go to the Panini website right now, and there's stuff on there for $2,000, $1,000.
Yeah, like
And
National Treasures just came out, and that's like a $2,000 football box. Like, and it's
Panini has way oversaturated.
it's like 10 cards for like $2,000 or some shit like that.
10
Like,
cards for $2,000. In the meantime, the player has 48 different versions, not
right.
including the negative versions that are out there.
Oh, well, that's
So
tops. That's tops. To be fair, the negative versions. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so that's it's just crazy that they're doing it.
Well, this is creating more parallels for that scarcity, right? I mean, I would consider that
Well,
more of a manufacturing
you think it's
scarcity,
crazy? They
right?
said by locking up player trading cards for all three major U.S. professional sports. Well, there's more than one. I mean, we also got hockey, right?
Well, there's
That's a
soccer as
fourth.
well too. That's a worldwide popular sport.
Yeah, I mean, Panini, you
I,
got
well,
that. You got that on
but
lock. Nobody said
but
shit about that.
but baseball isn't. I mean, they don't. Panini doesn't have a license for baseball to do baseball cards. Like
They
that's why.
shouldn't.
That's why. Whenever you see their uniforms or whatever, it's all blanked out.
They shouldn't because the Panini cards are trash. Right? Packs are freaking trash, right? And I keep seeing people complaining about like how trash it is when they pull it out of the freaking pack, or
Well, or
patches and some
or
other shit.
the card, like the jersey cards, right? Like half of them, like in those high end boxes, like is like this National Treasures ones drop, right? They're not even like player worn jerseys at a game or whatever. It's just for some like random event that like they might have just touched the jersey for all you know.
Yeah, that's basically what's been happening because it'll say um, jersey worn, but that doesn't mean it was worn inside the game,
Yeah,
right?
and it says for no specific game or event, you know. So it's like kind of like so it's just at a random time you had this jersey that this player touched or wore or whatever, and then gave it back to you. Like,
Yeah,
what is
that's
that?
just crazy. These guys are freaking absolutely freaking nuts on what they're trying to
Yeah.
do. All right, man. So I want to first, keep it going, and I want to give a shout out to all the people that have joined us so far. We've got Pat Molinareno, Salt Silver. Are you going to talk some One Piece tonight?
I don't have a Netflix account anymore.
What has One Piece started?
um.
Because there's the cartoon animation, but has the
Oh,
actual. I don't think
live
it
action.
started. Yeah, the live action hasn't. I'm not sure now, but
I mean,
I
but
do know
They were advertising at San Diego, and then same with Futurama. And Futurama just started.
One Piece.
But I
Now,
mean, I don't. Yeah.
now one thing that did start its live action was Zom, right? Zom 100. It put out its first four animation joints on Netflix, and then just this week it had the live action as well, which is crazy to me.
There's a
And
live action one now too, huh?
yeah, it's
Oh
pretty good.
damn, dang it! Because I've been watching the anime on Hulu.
Yeah, it's One Piece is available to watch via streaming on Netflix on August 31st, 2023. Excuse me, and viewers will be able to stream it on at 12 a.m. Pacific time. So it's not out yet. We've already talked about, and I think we actually showed the trailer for a little bit at one point. So that's all we need to talk about right now until it actually comes out. I and the hot stuff was that Zom 100. It's really good. I really like the way they went ahead and did it, and the difference in between the way the animation rolled and the way the live action rolled was pretty significant, and makes more sense. So I liked it so far.
Oh,
Um, yeah. Shout out to Lord Brooklyn for life. It's Bell getting chicken empanadas before coming on the show. Raspar, let's see, brother. Uh, Dwayne Scott, Luis Ramirez, 504. Is that 504 Dolans or some other thing? Kingdom of Nerds, what's up? Creed, One Piece live action episode is on August 1st, yes. and of course, Decor, Zim 101, fire and live action or anime, absolutely.
Yeah.
On both. So the only thing I would say is that in the animation, they got the they do fan service and everything. But then the girls inside the live action are not that quite that pretty. So that is a big departure. The
Are
other
they actually Asian though?
they are Asian, all of them are
Okay.
Asian. Yeah. The one anime that I did really like that once again it's Netflix. Netflix. Let me tell you, man, when this whole thing about the freaking strikers came up, they decided, you know what, we're gonna put a whole bunch of money into like anime and manga and see how it works, and it's working out for them. Because the other one that was really hot for the last couple of weeks was this other one that just came out. It's called My Uncle Was in a Coma or something like that. It's about this dude. His uncle was in a coma, but while his uncle was in a coma, he was actually in a fantasy world where he learned how to become a magician. He lived for like 500 years in fantasy world, but I think naturally it was only like 15 years in real lifetime. So when he wakes up, like everybody's freaking left him. Nobody cares about him, and it doesn't really matter because when he was alive, he only played like Sega Genesis. So like that's all his whole world is. So, but when he comes back to the real world, he's actually able to use some of the same magic that he was using in that fake world. So
Oh, that's
it's
tight.
yeah, and what he's able to do is he's able to show what happened to him while he was in that fantasy world. So it's pretty creative, and really once again done really well. YouTuber says, "Am I the only person in the YouTube chat? Which YouTube chat are you in, YouTuber? Are you in the Comic Crusaders chat or are you in the Mighty Mel V chat?" First time here. I don't know what I'm watching. You are watching, and welcome to It's Drunken Chat Son on the Comic Crusaders Network, where we talk about all things geek, nerd, and comic books and movies. Right now, we were just taking a quick second to talk about, anime and what's been going on Netflix. Now we're getting around to some of that other stuff pretty soon. But once again, if you do want to get into see some of the chat, um, feel free to bounce off of the Comic Crusaders joint and come over to the Mighty Mill V channel. But I definitely, you know, appreciate you staying on the Comic Crusaders chat because, but
I
either
don't
way,
know how you tell because I could never tell
yeah.
unless you're looking at it on YouTube as well or something.
Yeah, he's saying
I,
he says he's the only person in the YouTube chat, so he must be in the Comic
oh,
Crusaders chat.
Crusaders, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I don't I don't know how it works for Mighty Mills V's chat. Like, are super chats um
No,
enabled yet on? Because I know
uh,
monetization has been enabled on Mighty Mill chat, but I know super chats have definitely been enabled on the Comic Crusaders chat right now.
so if you can turn on monetization, yeah, if you monetize the video or whatever, then the chat should be able to send super chats if I'm not mistaken. But I
Uh,
don't. Uh, but I mean, I think is it Mel that's the only one that has access to the YouTube
mhm.
Studio stuff?
Yeah. Well, I
Okay,
think
I'll have to show him how to do that one day then.
yeah, walking through the ways
Yeah.
so we get paid.
Yep.
Trying to, for some reason, this PowerPoint doesn't want to work. Okay, that's weird. Huh. All right, man. So, what else you been up to? Did I don't know if the comic book girls actually got on tonight? Did they?
I didn't see them go on
No.
tonight.
And sometimes
Uh,
everybody's been slacking, man.
it's that sweet summertime period right before school starts, right? Everyone's like getting
Mhm.
like school supplies and new clothes and all that shit, right?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So that's another thing that factors into like how much money people have to spend for like comic books and all the other stuff.
Or that last
So
minute vacation too, as well, right?
Yeah, man. Freaking and trust me, freaking flights and everything have not gotten cheaper. Gas is getting more expensive. Um, Oh, where I'm at, it's like maybe 379, but then when I go out towards DC and everything, it's like 410, 420 out there, man. It's a big freaking jump, man, and you got no choice but to spend that type of money, man. So, um, yeah, what's going on?
It's like 329 here.
329. Oh, that's not bad at all.
I mean,
Not bad at all.
I mean, Houston's a giant oil city anyway, so it's always going to be cheap, right?
So you're not like most African countries that have to spend a whole bunch of money to somebody that's just taking your stuff.
Where half the time it's not gasoline too, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like it's cut with something else and then probably make your car explode.
See, that's the thing that I don't understand, because the reason why it comes so expensive in the summertime is that they do cut it because they said it's more, where you can environmentally safe and better for the environment if they cut it and everything. So what happens is the gas actually expends a lot quicker. Like I don't care about that. If you really wanted to make it cheaper, make all these doggone solar powers and the EVs a little bit more cheaper, man.
Dang,
Uh-oh.
backpacks are $60 to $70 nowadays.
Oof.
Oh, what's up, Remo? Oh, he would know. Hey, are backpacks really $60 to $70 nowadays?
Yep.
See, I don't know. I always get stuff from
Just
vendors.
bought
So I mean, yeah.
One came to the house today or yesterday. My wife ordered one from like Macy's or something. Came to the house. I seen the receipt. I was like, damn. I told my daughter because she's going to be in 6th grade this year. And I was like, I didn't get a JanSport backpack until I was like a 10th grader.
We had to drive out to the outlet mall to get ours. Shit.
Man, I remember asking for like a trapper keeper, and my dad was like, "Man, wait till you get in 7th grade."
I think I still have my original trapper keeper.
Man, I wish I did. I only had like 2 of them because then they weren't cool anymore. By the time I got to high school, it wasn't cool to have like all that shit. So.
See, I always kept my really cool cards, like because they were always in the binder sleeves, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I ended up using mine for too. Yeah,
yeah. I lost the original folders. I mean, those were like, those got used up like within the first week of school, anyways. Like,
yeah, they ended up getting they were kind of ripped up. For me, I tried to keep them. I was one of those people that like my comics. I don't want them to get creases and stuff like that, so I wouldn't even use it. I'd have the folders in there, and I would just kind of use them as separators, and I would put like my papers in between them. So it was like I didn't use the inside of the folder. I just used them kind of as like a.
Oh, you didn't use the rings inside the folder?
No, they were in there, but I didn't open up the folder and like put them papers inside, so they would get like kind of.
Oh, like, okay.
You would press them, and they would be like they would bend because they had work on both sides. I would just use the folder as like the separator, and I would put everything in between, like the folders.
Oh, I got you.
Separated the classes or whatever. So
yeah.
And then by the end of the year, my backpack was just full of paper. You know what I'm saying?
Dang, 734. Where is that?
Yeah, like where you at? Or is it a gallon or is it?
He's calling it petrol, so I'm sure he's overseas or.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying it's a gallon. Is that?
Yeah, because we measure in what 9/10 of a gallon.
Yeah, so is it liters or gallons? I'm not sure.
I mean, even if so, 734 is still a lot.
Sweden, mostly taxes.
Yeah, it's still a lot. The gallon is a gallon. I always measure it off of milk. Like whatever milk costs, that's how much a gallon of gas is. So I mean, if a gallon of milk is 734, that's how much the gas is. So
yeah, average gas by the gallon in Sweden is $7.46.
Man, I'm lucky. Like my last 3 or 4 bags came from work in some way. Like, instead of us getting like something cool technology related for work, like one year we got backpacks or a sweatshirt, your choice. And
when I started my job, my boss was like, pick out a backpack and this and that. I was just like, cool. I didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah. And then last year was like, do you want a fleece jacket or a laptop bag? And I was like, kind of like, well, fleece jacket is like that's only good for like a week out here. Like,
You
when
know
the
what?
fuck am I gonna wear that shit?
Yeah, give me another bag, man. 'Cause I'm
Yeah, I
running
was like,
through
kind of like, I'll just have an extra bag for work. Where if I'm using a temporary laptop or whatever, then I have a bag for that.
it.
Shout out to Comics and Sneakers. Comic Chef says he had to hold his books together with a belt. Um, and
Oh,
then he had
geez.
a yeah,
Did
and then he had to walk to
fif-
school over the river, uphill both ways and shit.
and he
Hey, you
said it was
remember the
15 miles, right, to school?
hey, do you remember
Crazy.
covering your books and stuff with the brown paper bags? Like
Yep.
Uh,
folding them up and like using them over the book so they didn't get messed up.
well,
So
so
that's
my
how I
school.
started. Yeah, that's how I started, and then they started giving us like random
Well,
advertisements
yeah,
to to
exactly.
to, to like
Cover it
put,
up.
and then like all the smart kids would fold it inside out so it was plain, and then you could just draw whatever the fuck you wanted on there.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was the
Yes.
thing. It was like it was on all my books, and then it was like everybody would look at the end of the year, and everybody's got all these like full on like murals and shit all over their books.
I mean, I would write on the edge like what the book was, so I
Yeah,
bring it to
yeah, no,
the
yeah,
right
definitely.
class.
But
You
the
have
rest of it
to,
was drawing.
yeah.
That was my sketchbook. I would pass it around to all the dudes that I knew could draw, and just have everybody add shit. I used to have tons of shit on my
Nice.
Hey, but
shit.
just to give you some perspective on how crazy it is, college new editions for college books comes out like every year, right? New
Yep.
editions for high school and grade school books comes out every 2 to 3 years. So if they were making you put shit on your fucking books, those were just old ass books without the
Oh yeah,
enhancement.
definitely.
Oh
But
yeah.
we would get new ones, and they would tell us, like you said, cover them up so they didn't get messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Because like every third year, like you said, we get the new books, and they'd be like, "All right, make sure." That's when we would get those covers, because it would be like they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we got this cool Spider-Man cover. They'll cover your book," and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna cover my shit." And it's basically like you said, is get an extra year out of them shits because they're gonna fucking have them passed down the next 3 years.
Yeah, it was
Or
the
they're gonna
no,
pass it down
so
to the next school district, right?
Exactly.
Like
I
because
remember.
if, depending on what A school you're at, right?
Yeah,
Depends
exactly.
on like how much funding you get, and so it goes
Exactly.
just keeps on going down A's.
Man, I went to a fucking private school one year, and I remember opening up the fucking book. And you know how, like, in the front of the book, there's like the list of the names of the people that it belonged to and shit. That whole motherfucker was filled out.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like, God damn. I was like, this many
Where
people
it
have
doesn't
this
even
fucking
fit in
book.
the box anymore, right?
Yeah,
First thing
motherfuckers
I
right
used to
outside
do,
the fucking box and shit. Like,
I would always go through the book and look at what the people before, like you said, what they wrote in it. Not in the book, but like in the beginning, you know, people like signing a yearbook. Like people would always write some shit in there or draw something, or in the pages would be like flip books, or it just depends on what it was. Like there's always some shit. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I,
I remember one year I wrote up on a fucking math book and somebody wrote, "This will be on the test." I was like, "Oh, word."
yeah, right.
And shit was all the shit that was on the fucking test was fucking highlighted. I was like, "Word." And then I remember this one year, I think it was in seventh grade. Um, I got an English book, right, and the teacher handed it to me. I opened it up. It was a teacher's edition. I was like, "Shit." I was like, let me do the Christian thing and fucking let them know. So I handed it to him. I was like, "Hey, sir, this is a teacher's edition." He said, "Oh, good on you, thanks." He takes the book back to me, and you know what he hands me? He hands me another teacher's edition, and I know good enough not to freaking frown on God's blessings. So I fucking just took that shit and fucking rolled through,
Man,
rolled through.
I wish, man. Oh my god.
Well,
I ain't tell nobody. No, I ain't tell nobody.
Shit, I
so,
wish.
so do you remember how like teachers used to keep their grades in like just books, right? Just like handwrite them. So I grew up in the age of technology in that time periods is in of transfer, right? So in high school, you had to enter your grades into the computer, like to submit them. Like, so what our friends used to do was always like, all right, you go ask the teacher a question. I'll be over at her desk already. and then I'll find your name, change your grade, but nothing to like something that wasn't realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you don't
crazy.
want to put them in like an A when it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that used to look like a
Yeah,
B.
she like, you know goddamn well he ain't got
You know I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
give a shit.
yeah. But it was just like enough to bump like
A little bit.
a little bit so we could get our letter grade up, right?
Mhm.
So yeah.
Shit. That's what kids really need to be learning.
See, ours
That's
was the
real
one
skills,
that
learning
got
how to
you
cheat.
if you were going to prison. Got you cheating. You're going to prison. Fuck that. Like,
I already had my
Decor
college degree,
says,
so like some little high school course. I don't really care about that. I'll retake it.
Decor says one year he worked for the school library for the summer and got so many answers that later on in the year they leaked on campus, and I wonder how that happened for 3 years.
Decor was the man. He was
Yeah.
he was the connect on the grade.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
used to
but
always hear about that. Like there was people that worked in because so we had elective courses, and then like when you were everybody had a period where you worked in the office. You know what I mean? You worked in, you
Yeah,
helped
like
secretary.
office assistant or whatever.
Yeah. And I used to pick up. You would pick up the attendance sheets. You know what I mean? And what I live in a city called in a town called Milpitas. Is right by San Jose, but we're about 20 minutes from Santa Cruz. So like if we go over the hill, we're at the beach. You know what I mean? So we would cut class, and the person who didn't go, who was picking up, would always erase the attendance sheet of the people in the
Nice.
class. So because we had these little containers, and it was a box, and it had a slot in the top, and you would go into the class, you take the attendance sheet off the clipboard, and you drop it inside of the box, and you walk the whole campus, and you did that shit. But people would come to you ahead of time and be like, "Hey, man, you're picking up during fifth period," and be like, "Yeah," and be like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be there. I'm going to Santa Cruz, or I'm going to Bounty Dunes, or I'm going to Oakland, or wherever. I'm gonna cut." You know what I mean? Like erase my shit. Like you know what I mean? Like erase it, and I'll give you whatever whatever you negotiated. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
anybody that had office assistant during that quarter, like you were the fucking man, bro. Like
Nice.
whatever period you had it at, you were the man.
So what we found out senior year was the day you turned 18, you could check yourself out of the school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so like
my birthday was May 5th, so the whole last end of the last quarter of school, my senior year, I would just go to class and be like, "Hey, I'm leaving. I'm going to Santa Cruz." I had my car, so we had open campus. You could leave anyway, so I leave right after work every day.
Yeah, my birthday's in March, so like it was
Oh,
always
yeah.
like right before spring break, and then like ever
The
since
rest
after
of the
spring.
year.
Yeah.
So here's what for those of the audience that got freaking kids in freaking high school. Here's what I will say. Here's what you gotta advise them to do. Like, hey, take all the freaking courses you can early, right?
Yeah.
So that when you reach your freaking junior year and freaking senior years, you ain't gotta do nothing. Cause because my school, like you finished our shit. Like we finished our shit. So there was like 2 different sessions, right? And I had already finished all my shit. So that the second half, like I would say by like November, I was done. I was just showing up to fuck with people.
You could graduate early if you wanted to. You could just leave for the rest of the year. That's what they would let us do.
I had early release, and I think I had late arrival too, my senior year, and then I think I literally had like another period of like study hall.
Yeah.
So like I think I had like maybe 3 classes.
Study hall, man.
That's where you just have
babysitting.
Where you literally sit in the cafeteria and you do your homework.
It's just fucking.
We would go to McDonald's on open period.
We'd leave early for lunch.
Yeah. McDonald's there was a McDonald's and there was like a 7-Eleven. So you either go sit in the parking lot of the 7-Eleven or you go to McDonald's and kick it for.
Oh, I remember how I got 2 early release periods. So by my senior year, a whole class period was a lunch period.
Yeah.
So I had last lunch and early release, and so I was done by like
1 o'clock.
Earlier than that, I think it was like 12:30 or some shit like that.
our lunch would end. Our fifth period would start at like 12:45, and then we got out of school at 2:45. So if you had open period, you would have lunch, and then you would have open period, fourth period, where you didn't have to basically have. So sixth period you would cut. So they already knew like you were cut. If you're gonna cut, it's gonna be sixth period, right?
Yeah.
But when you were 18, you could just sign yourself out. So you would leave at 12, and you like I used to do it every Friday. Like I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's an excuse absence, so it's not like you have all these, like.
Unexcused absences.
Yeah, they're not absences to count against you because you're 18. You can take yourself out. It's like doctor's appointment or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I was
But
like,
I mean,
I was out.
to make sure that we attended most of the days or whatever, they would incentivize us, saying like, "Oh, if you only miss like four absences the whole semester, you don't have to take the final if your grade is like
But that shit didn't matter when the girls were like, "Let's go." You have your license. You're 18.
You have a car.
You have a car, and the girls are like, I got this new bikini. We want to go to the beach, and you're like, "Let's fucking go."
So the other thing is, just remember your junior year of high school is the most important.
Oh yeah,
that's the actual year that the colleges look at.
Yeah, that's
if
when
you have a kid in middle school, it's 8. So I'm trying. Hold on, I'm trying to think. 9th, 8th, 7th. So sixth, 7th, 5th. Yeah, 5th and 6th are the most important because those are the ones that you need to get in. You need to concentrate hard on in order to try and get into some of those honor classes, right?
Yeah.
If you get into those honor classes, then you'll get into the honor classes in high school, and then you'll be straight for the rest of your life. I guarantee. Yeah. Right?
Once you get in like junior high school and you get, like you said, those honors classes, then they already take that shit. So when you go to high school, they're already putting you in the upper classes. They're not putting you in the
because they're putting you in the classes that are getting you ready for college courses.
The higher curve.
Right. Well, some of those courses count as college
courses too. Yeah.
And that's what you want because those classes are free, so you don't have to spend that money once you get to college.
Yeah.
The other thing,
or you can take more advanced classes and get,
So like my niece,
concentration or whatever.
My niece took a college course every year since her 8th grade year. So she's a senior this year, and she only has like 2 classes, and then she just got a job, her first job at not first job, but she just got a job at Starbucks. So she's just gonna go to class for like the first couple of hours, and then she has to work for the rest of the day.
Nice.
So check it.
And Starbucks is a good team working like badass customer service, all that shit. And then here's the best advice I can give for someone that's working at Starbucks. Once you earn your stock, don't sell it, hold it.
Hold it, right?
Yeah, because you get stock after you work so many years. Do they pay
dividends for Starbucks anymore? I don't
I think they do. I don't know. All I know is when I was a partner, I got like 5 or 6 shares, and it was like
this every year.
No, this was just like after working. Like, I think if I stayed there another 6 months or something like that, I would have gotten like 12 or 20 shares or something like that. But like, I was getting actual jobs, like offers by that time.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was like only like $60 a share. That shit's like $100 a share nowadays. So I'm like, kind of like, because everyone told me back then, like, oh, sell it. I'm like, no, I'm not selling this shit. Like, I was like, we see the same people every single fucking day at the same time. Like, this shit is worse than crack.
Starbucks ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. I've had it twice, 3 times in the last 2 days.
I'm gonna say one thing about Starbucks, and then I want to give my one other thing on. So when Starbucks is messing around with these freaking unions, you don't think CEOs know what they're freaking doing? They love it when people freaking hate Starbucks because the stock goes down, and those executives can buy more stock.
They buy more stock because after they go through the whole process, because a lot of them are doing it out here now. Pete's are doing it. I don't know if you guys have Pete's coffee, but Pete's is going get unionized as well, and like you said, that limits the liability, kind of. You know what I mean? So it's better for stockholders if they're unionized, because then it's a negotiation. It's not, you know what I mean. Somebody, if something happens,
doesn't go crazy. Yeah.
So it's like you said, it goes down because of the negativity. They buy in, and then it goes right back up because it stabilizes. You know?
Right. So exactly. So structurally, you're not going to just have a whole bunch of people doing a bunch of crazy stuff because you have more people invested in making sure that that company freaking succeeds.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't get crazy like that incident with Yellow Truck that happened within the last week or two, where the CEO, he just took all the freaking money. He even took the money that the government gave him to do stuff. And he went crazy.
Peace coffee.
Yeah. At that point, he had to close.
The one last piece of advice that I have for if you have school age children, I'm talking about in middle school, is you can actually buy the teacher's edition for your kids' freaking textbooks, right?
Amazon.
Yeah, you can buy it on Amazon. It might be expensive. However, the amount of time you're going to be sitting there looking like a fucking dummy, trying to fucking help your kid with your fucking homework is fucking worth it.
Or use the
if you know a teacher, if you know a teacher, I forget who it was that's in the chat, or is it Remo? Is it your wife that's a teacher?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you can use the ISBN number as well too. If you can find the ISBN number for the teacher book, then you can just search it through Google, and sometimes you can get it from directly from the supplier.
So the problem is some of these schools, they don't let the kids take the textbooks home because of damage and everything. But sometimes they give them copies or copies of the copies, and then you just gotta kind of look at the outer line, and you'll find the page. You'll find like what name of the textbook is,
or something.
Or sometimes if you go to your school's district, they'll say what the name of the textbooks that they're using. You gotta find that, like you said, the ISBN from there. And it might be expensive, but also if you know a teacher that's friendly to you, what you can do is get with her, and she's going to have a discount because usually teachers have like a discount code, and they can buy it for you and on your behalf.
Yeah, I just need to find the right book. I'll go buy that bitch myself. I don't want her to know. Oh, damn, I gotta be a fucking scholar by the end of the year.
I'm telling you, that should be fucking worth it. You think? Because I learned this a little bit because I got these I got a couple of friends drunk one day, and it's like because everybody's like, oh man, because the perception is that a lot of these international partners, whether it be some of our citizens that are from Asian countries, I'm talking about India, Pakistan, Malaysia, Singapore, Korea, China, are really, really smart. And yes, they do study hard as hell, but some of these motherfuckers, man, they got the ends on some of this stuff, man, and they got some of the textbooks just sitting at home, and that's all they're fucking looking at.
That's all they need, huh? Study this,
and you study the answers.
You will be successful.
Study the answers and shit, man. Jay Nanya says that Pete's coffee is like cocaine. Absolutely,
it is, bro. Man, you think Starbucks? But man, I would venture to say the Pete's is like either really, really close behind, or it's like it's there. Like,
no, man, it's all about that Vietnamese iced coffee. I don't know what you're talking about. That's just like crack.
Yeah, that shit is fucking diabetes, is what that is.
That's what I'm saying. It's crack.
That's straight condensed milk.
red, all.
I can't stay away from it.
The big thing that happened this week was that Fitch's, which is one of the credit evaluation organizations, downgraded the U.S. Debt to AA plus or something like that. So as a result, there was, of course, normal, hey, freaking everybody's freaking jumping ship. And Aaron be pointing out, hey, people are on vacation, people got to get stuff ready for their kids' school, got to buy school supplies, got to buy clothes and all the other stuff. So, that's where we're at right now, man. Freaking. So Disney continues to do well, as they continue to point at their freaking executives and like, hey, you got to get your shit straight, get the fuck out. Warner Brothers did well, I think. if people finally get to understand that, guess what? You know that little Barbie fucking movie? You know that little remember that Barbie movie that's about to approach $1 billion? Yeah, that was done by Warner Brothers.
Nice.
So people are like, well, they can't do Shazam right. Okay, they can't do Aquaman right. They can't do Batman, or they can do Barbie right. They got it right this time.
I mean,
Well,
Bar-
it
Barbie's not
did,
hard. Not hard to really like.
but
It could have been a
but
disaster.
No,
I mean,
it,
it did what every superhero movie wants to do, right? To get the female audience into the movie theater.
it just got people into the movie
Yeah,
theater.
I mean, just people in general, but like, every time you hear about demographics in the
If you make a
and
good movie, people are gonna go see it. Like that's all
true,
there is to it. Like I mean, I'm not even movies. Period, man. Like these movies we've been seeing, like before the strike and everything, they weren't too good. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like they weren't filmed right. It didn't look right. The writing wasn't good. It was the same movies, over and over again. Much less if it's a superhero movie. So I mean, I think, if you want people to go to the movie theater, then you got to make them want to go. You got to bring something that makes people, want to
oh,
go.
gets excited to go to the movie theater
Yeah, it's not
instead
you're
of
gonna
like,
watch it at
oh, I'm
home.
just gonna wait until it's streaming or whatever.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
and even then, when you're streaming it at home, like you said, it ain't the same. It's not the same.
yeah.
It's not the same.
So, are you saying that if I put together a movie that doesn't star a crazy ass person that is, kidnapping young girls and has a big star such as Margot Robbie, excuse me, who is hot as all Dickens,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a bona fide star. Look, people loved her in Harley Quinn. She overstepped that Birds of Prey bullshit, and she's freaking doing this freaking now. People are starting wondering why the hell that after this is approaching $1 billion, they haven't even started talking about a Barbie 2. She's just got that freaking, she's got that fire. Just like Time Studios is saying, hey, Margot Robbie is making bank off of Barbie on the back end as producer. She's set for life now. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I
mean, if she did that, then yeah, hats off to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's a little thing that people don't understand. That's the thing. That was something that Scarlett Johansson fought for. People think that she was fighting for her rights as an actress. No, she was fighting for her rights as a producer, which is totally different because your rights as an actress ends much sooner than your rights as a producer ends. Your rights as a producer and it just goes on and on and on and on.
like you said, now she's getting paid all this bread off of it blowing up at the movie theaters like she's supposed to as a producer. And now when it goes to streaming, she gets even more money.
Yes, sir.
Parameters for that.
Just living off the residuals or whatever.
Yeah, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that what Scarlett Johansson fought for kicks in for somebody, we get to see it because now she made the money like she was supposed to in the theaters. You know what I mean? And exceeded that value. But now the money that Scarlett was fighting for when she said, well, you release it to the streaming service, I need to be able to get money off of that as well.
Yeah.
You know? And so now she's going to be able to see that because now you're putting a hit movie, you know what I mean? Onto a streaming service. So now you're going to get to see all of that, because there's a lot of people that aren't going to go to the movies and watch it, but they're going to stream.
So Time Studios says Margot was in on Barbie for a joke, and hats off to her, man, because we can trace a whole bunch of missteps by Warner Brothers Studios, right? So as soon as Warner Brothers Studios name came up, a lot of people should be like, okay, hold on, let's take our time on this. And instead of that, she was like, no, let's go ahead and freaking do this.
But that's a no-brainer. It's Barbie. You know what I mean? Like, if you can get in on Barbie, like, come on, man. Like, who would say no?
Well, like, the merchandising is endless on that.
Yeah,
like, it's never going to end.
That was the thing, right? Because a lot of people are missing out on the fact that the marketing was absolutely pristine. Like, we rode up to the Alamo House, and they had T-shirts, they had mugs, they still got Barbies out there for that motherfucking thing.
But it's an interchangeable thing. It's like
it's an event.
Yeah.
And once again, it's like the Black Panther when that freaking first came out, when motherfuckers were cosplaying black people for the
But
first time.
what I mean by with Barbie is like you can actually make the Margot Robbie version of Barbie, and people will understand it because Barbie is interchangeable. You can make a Barbie for every occasion, and people will realize it. Whereas, if you just say, okay, this is the Robbie version of Barbie as the doll, she gets paid off of that too because that's her likeness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like instead of just saying, "Oh, it's Barbie," you know what I mean? Like no, because Barbie doesn't have it's not a person. But now this version of Barbie can be directly tied to it because it'll be the movie version. You know what I mean? And everybody knows what goes with that. You know what I mean? So definitely.
Yeah, Rasport says the box that everyone has taken a picture in. Yeah, and once again,
Yeah.
so if you are a cis male, and I apologize for having to use that type of language at y'all because a lot of y'all get pissed.
You said it.
And you get if you've gotten pissed off at that movie, it's because you weren't paying attention. It's literally laughing at a lot of the wokeness versus the fight and the struggle and the race for victimization. It is not the movie you think it is. It is very funny while also being very political forwardness and progressive at the same time. It's not the movie you think it is. Just like Oppenheimer, it's not the movie you think it is. Like a lot of people came out to me and said, "Oh yeah, man, it's a biopic of Oppenheimer." Bitch, no, it's not. It is not. It is not the movie you think it is. It is that. That's a totally different freaking movie than what they put out in the freaking trailer. So when people tell me I couldn't sit through the freaking Barbie thing, like, what movie were you watching?
Hey, what is toy time? He said, did you guys talk about that YouTuber streamer whose followers were making a ruckus in NYC today?
No, I didn't because I didn't understand what's going on. So there was a Twitch streamer.
That was
forget what his name is.
He was doing a giveaway where he was giving away like a PlayStation 5 and like gift cards or some shit like that.
Why are people still fighting over PlayStation?
Were they hidden around the city or something? Or
No,
he was just
he had a giant gathering at like one of the parks, right? And then all of a sudden it turned into like a fucking like basically like a riot, right?
What?
Yeah. So Kai Sanat was 2 counts of inciting a riot and unlawfully assembly after thousands of people descend on Union Square in New York City Friday this afternoon. The New York PD made 65 arrests and 30 of those arrested were juveniles. The event was unpermitted and not sanctioned and grew rapidly to thousands of young people who Madry said attacked officers instead of complying with orders to leave. I had 1,000 kids out here. I needed thousands of parents when it gets to the point where it's this early. So fuck you, because it was during the daytime. It was not after like 7 o'clock. There was no freaking curfew. If 1,000 kids want to just fucking get out there, they can get out there. They weren't. Maybe they were freaking blocking traffic, but guess what? If they want to freaking protest without a freaking permit, that's fine in one freaking spot. What I do know is that at one point that they actually shut down the subways. Well, if your stop was going to be there, they weren't going to let you freaking stop the subway. Just freaking kept going to the freaking next stop.
Mel was saying that he was like all stuck in like all kinds of weird, like in a gridlock basically at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks for the people that are. Look, it's New York.
Yeah,
it's fucking New York. You're in a joint with fucking 10 million people.
I mean, if you have that big of a following for live streaming, you should know you have like some sort of like social responsibility.
I don't think these kids understand that shit.
Well, how old is that streamer though? That live streamer?
He's old enough. He's old enough.
He's probably like what in his
mid-20s,
30s, so like somewhere around there.
Yeah, early 20s or 30s, right? Like you said,
21 years old.
He's
Yeah.
21 years
No,
old.
man,
Yeah.
you don't know shit about no fucking permits.
But I mean, he should know older. He's old enough to know that if he gets 1,000 kids into a park in New York, that he's gonna have to have some type of security or anything to keep it in order. He can't just have
The-
kids showing
He
up.
can't.
Like,
He can't just like randomly pick a date and be like, "Hey,
yeah,
show up
like,
here.
yeah,
You're gonna."
show up at the park. Like what?
Yeah. Like. Yeah.
It's gonna be a gang of people. 1,000 people is a lot of people, bro. That's
Well,
not like
especially.
15 guys. 1,000
Yeah.
people. You need at
Especially-
least 10 cops for every 100. You know what I mean? So
Especially being in a big city, like, or being a
Yeah.
well-known streamer in a big city like that, like, you should know
and
better.
then if you don't give up what you're supposed to give up, and if people get upset, you're gonna, man. I don't wish like jail and stuff on nobody, but they're gonna make an example out of this kid. That's for sure. Yeah,
No, I mean, he's probably rich enough to afford the lawyer, and he's probably
Oh,
already
he's
sitting there.
He's that dude to be in his bedroom streaming, and he like plays video games, and he'll have stars come over, and he'll like kind of stream with them, and then like
Just like
kinda
kind of interview them or chat
Yeah,
with them or
exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
yeah, and then like big time people have started to kind of like go onto his show, like and pop
To
up
promote
on his,
like an
Yeah,
album
exactly.
or a movie or some shit like that.
Exactly. But like mainly like young like urban like artists and models and stuff like that will pop up on this show. So, but like he knows what his influence is. Like,
Right, exactly.
And he's getting paid, so he knows. So yeah, he's gonna get made an example of, and he's got bail money, like you said.
All the motherfuckers that watch it, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right. and he'll reassess if this is something he really wants to do. You know what I mean? Like,
well, his next stream is gonna be like twice as big as his last one.
Like I said, it'll let you know if that's what he wants to do, because you're gonna get a lot more of that. You know what I mean? And then opportunities. So how do you want to play it?
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he tries to one up that.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Especially being at 21. Like, I remember how dumb I was doing shit. Like, if I got that much attention at that early of an age, like, fuck.
Hey, fame is a drug, man.
Yeah.
So. Heard that teens were bumping into the cop car he was put into. I am fully on in support of law enforcement.
Yeah. I
am fully in support of following the laws. But guess what, man? If there's 10,000 motherfuckers out there, they're in support of one motherfucker, and all they got to do is try and fucking break into your fucking shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I don't know, man.
Fame is a drug.
Well, and it's also summertime, right? It's the middle of the summer. Like,
this picture says it all, man. This picture says it all.
Look how many cell phones are there.
But that's what I'm saying. This fame is a drug, man. Look at this picture.
Yeah.
Like you said, his next stream will be quadruple because now everybody knows who he is. Yeah, but you're gonna have to pay for that. You gotta pay for that now. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna have to either go to jail or you're gonna get fined or whatever. It's gonna make you more money, but like, now you're there. Now you have to, keep that shit going.
Yeah.
You asked for it, you got it now.
Yeah. This guy just out of nowhere posts giving away PS5s right now. How many PS5s did you have? 10 motherfuckers.
Yeah, like
10,000 motherfuckers think they had 10,000 PS5s and shit.
Like, come on, man. Is it that deep? Did you need a PS5? Did you running down there to get one? Like, come on now. I thought I was the last motherfucker to get a PS5.
Shit, I still have one.
Dude, but you should buy the Spider-Man one now, though.
Awesome Sauce Radio is asking us, and once again, I hope Awesome Sauce Radio, Blood Adam, freaking gets well. Which he was not able to participate with us. So this guy is in the middle of New York City. He's sitting at an intersection, and there's literally inside just this one little frame up in front and in the back of his asshole is about 100 fucking kids. 100
cell phones recording them.
All their cell phones. The cell phones up. And fucking just waiting for him to talk about the fucking PS5 and all that other stuff.
He's either on someone's shoulders or he's standing on a
table or something like that.
Or a bench or something.
Yeah. So you remember how when you were playing video games back in the day, your mom says, "Don't do that too much because you'll never amount to anything." Well, it's a different world right now.
It's the opposite now, right? The more games you play, and the better you are too, right?
Just need to understand how to play them, and then you can tell people how to play them and make money.
Or just like even being entertaining, like while doing it, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. There's some people who, like, man, I'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to work, and then on Instagram and TikTok, there's some dude or lady on there fucking going live, just fucking playing fucking games, man. It's like, wait a minute, that's all your fucking job is all day, playing fucking video games? God damn, man, I must have missed the boat, man.
I be asking my daughter, I'm like, how is that possible? Like, there's no game that's that fun. Yeah. Not for me.
Well, so I understood it when it was the girls, right? Because some of the girls just had ass out, tits out, man. But some of the dudes, it's not even, to me, they're not even that entertaining. But you know, people were just
I think they kind of got wise to that, and YouTube started. They changed that format a long time ago. Or in the beginning, but that type of stuff too. Like if you see that, like there is that. But there's so many. All you have to do is play the game. I seen this dude the other day, and all he does is walk around in his living room with a green screen, and he's smoking a blunt, and he's playing Madden against people, and then people will PayPal him money because he's just a big shit talker. You know what I mean? He's like a big shit talker, but he backs it up. Like he'll charge people like $400 or $500 a game, and people are so in their emotions that he's talking shit that they're paying this money and getting beat. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was like, all right, I'll let you get on for like $400, and they'll bet like $400, and then they'll get on, he'll whoop them, like, and then I seen him lose a few times, you know what I'm saying? And he'll pay him the money or whatever, but like it's like just that type of shit. There's a lane for that, so it's like all this like streaming of video games. That shit is lucrative, man. Like. You can make more if you know what you're doing, like, and you're good at it. Like, you can definitely make money. You can definitely make money at it.
Yeah,
and it's not hard, easy. It's simple.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving as we are approaching the hour mark. Deadline Hollywood and the Hollywood Reporter talking about once again the strike, the writer strike and the actor strike. I'm still bemused by the fucking the actor strike because they just got paid, but they want to freaking show some solidarity with the fucking writers. I'm like, well, fuck you, fuck y'all.
Wait. So the writers? They're not on strike anymore?
No, so they are still on strike, but they haven't even gotten to the back to the table yet.
Yeah. That's what I
thought. So they're supposed to be getting back to the table this week. But nobody knows like quite what are the sticking points or priorities as far as what they're going to talk about, because it's a back and forth. The writers and the art and the actors will say, well, it's because the whole AI is the big thing. That's what we're actually fighting for. It's like, no. And the producers say, well, no, because you're saying that you guys want more money, but we did give all the actors and all the writers more money, but we made sure that we bump it up when it comes to international. And they haven't and the SAG-AFTRA has not addressed that point. So
you said international?
Yeah. So for instance, Aaron and I were just talking about the whole anime and manga thing, right? I know for a fact that they were building up I'm talking about the producers and the distributors. They were building up to this and saying, hey, when this freaking, just in case this stuff happens, we're going to want to focus on other stuff. So, for instance, UK stuff, manga stuff, anime stuff, because that stuff is already freaking set. Reality TV shows, right? Because this strike is going to happen. We want to make sure we still have some type of content. So when they presented their stuff to the writers like, yeah, we need more money. They say, yeah, okay, fine. We're going to, all across the board, we're going to freaking bump up more money. And we're going to make sure that these guys in the international community are taken care of. They didn't like that. Writers didn't like that.
What?
because what that does is it incentivizes these companies to actually go abroad and give them more money than it does them. Because you know what? They don't internationally they don't have fucking unions like that.
I don't think the Writers Guild in the United States gives a fuck because
Yeah,
it ain't
yeah.
theirs. You know what I mean? Like,
But you know when the math is there, you know they're giving more money to writers. Okay, you don't give a fuck about your fucking international brothers. That's not our fault. That's not our fault. So that's the big thing right now. It looks like it's going to still going for a little while unless there's a miracle, or once again, like Eisner said, you know, people start freaking getting evicted. Now here's the interesting thing that happened this week. It's not a Supreme Court judge. It was some type of judge that put an injunction on not mortgages, rents inside of California. It said, "Hey, remember those little 18 months in front of the coronavirus and the pandemic? Yeah, you got to pay that shit now, okay? And you got to do it in two phases. You got the first 18 months of the pandemic, you got to pay that, and then the last other freaking months, you got till October 2024 to pay that. If you do not pay at least the first phase, you got to get the fuck out." And that was something that I was not tracking. I was not tracking the fact that people were still not paying their fucking rents.
yeah, the moratoriums were lifted in April, so there's people who have not paid rent or anything like that since
2021.
2019.
2019.
Or 20 whenever the pandemic started, because it was rescue.
Probably like March of 2020.
Yeah,
is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, so ever since then, they gave them. So what happened was they got a moratorium, so they couldn't evict anybody, and no one had to pay. And then the state paid everybody money for if you were paying rent up to that point. Like they retroactively like reimbursed you for you yourself and well the landlords as well. They got some type of a tax break where they didn't have to pay taxes on their property or something like that for those times as well. So some people got that. Some people were just paying the mortgage and everything because they weren't getting the money from their tenants. Yeah, so you're coming out of pocket all this time, and now they they haven't given them their money back. And now they're telling them like now that the landlords can evict.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So because you figure all the homeowners they've been held hostage for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of lines up with Eisner says. He's like, wait till people start getting evicted because they can't pay their shit. Mm-hmm. So stand by on this freaking one.
Yeah, because people now, like you said, now you don't got no income. You didn't have to pay. Now you don't got no income.
Yep, they don't have any income. They're not gonna have a place to freaking sleep. They have to. They do have the food lines. It's not called a food line. Food bank.
Yeah, food.
Some of these guys are using the food banks, to do whatever, take care of their family and everything. So, once again, I don't wish mal on anybody, but once again, I just don't feel like the SAG-AFTRA union has much leverage on a lot of that stuff.
Well,
it's already been conceded.
It seems like now, like I said, I'm not in that industry, but from the outside looking in, it would almost.
What the fuck you mean you're not in the industry, Remo? But you're a YouTube podcaster, and according to SAG-AFTRA, they said because we're talking about Disney, and because we're promoting Disney and Marvel products, we're not going to be allowed to join the union and have their sweet healthcare later.
I get it. But to me, they're greedy at this point. Now it's greed.
Oh, I didn't know we were involved in the conversation now.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
Know? You didn't know they put out that shit like last week?
No, I heard about that.
The YouTube podcasters and influencers, they said don't do that shit. Don't talk about freaking Disney and Netflix. And they said also cosplayers don't cosplay as any of the characters from Disney
Man,
and Netflix.
get out of here.
Oh, so we're in trouble.
They
Now,
don't even
right?
care about the international people. You think they care about us?
They care about our criticisms. If it gets
They don't
published.
care about the international writers, so why would they care about us?
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, get out of here. They're just
Yeah,
talking.
I mean, like,
they don't
if our
really
videos
care
hit like
about us.
100,000 views, like I could see that being a problem. But like,
Yeah. Even then, man, they've never put a dime in our pocket.
that's true too as well.
So, I
Yeah,
don't care.
there's a lot of infighting because they're basically calling us scabs now. So
That's fine. They didn't know me to call me a scab. So
Hey, at
apparently,
least I know I exist in their world.
exactly, right?
so apparently because a lot of the once again the plan C for a lot of these companies was they was calling up a lot of the influencers to say, hey, we got this project for you, come on in, and they were going to pay them a lot of freaking money, and then SAG-AFTRA followed up and said, hey, don't do that because you do that you're not going to freaking be eligible to join the fucking union and do it. Man,
Hey, they said all that shit. I saw the SAG-AFTRA people interviewed on by Harvey Levin today on TMZ. So they said they weren't going to be doing all those interviews and stuff like that. They're full of shit. So ain't nothing they got to say at this point. Get back to the table and get some movies made.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson says Black Adam did not do a sequel because of a vortex of new leadership. Now, I got something to follow this, but a lot of people they just didn't go to see it. They didn't care, which is weird because people they do love The Rock, they do love Dwayne Johnson. It's just that people didn't understand what the fuck Black Adam is.
I don't even think he did.
Yeah, it's like I mean I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, like
the little kid was annoying. They didn't need that fucking kid to fucking tell anything. But I enjoyed the movie. But it didn't do a sequel. It didn't. It lost money, I believe, from what I remember. So
Yeah, what? It barely got 20 million, or was it 30 million domestically?
Yeah,
I
don't know. So the vortex of a new leadership at Warner Brothers. Boom.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just not glad, but I was more amused that Gunn was able to shut it down with The Rock being involved, and you know what I mean. Like he came in and just shut it all down, and Rock didn't have a say in it at all. And I thought that was dope because usually The Rock would force something to come out that wasn't going to fit anyway, just because he's The Rock. You know what I mean? Like kind of like the when he did the Fast franchise and got his own movie out of it. It was like that shit was not necessary. You know what I mean? Like it was unnecessary. It happened, and it was like kind of like, oh well, they had to do it because it was The Rock. No.
Yeah, people were having superhero fucking fatigue like a motherfucker by the time that Black Adam movie came out. So Vortex of new leadership, Aaliyah Jackson, he is exiting Warner Brothers Discovery after 14 years. She was mostly, I'm trying to remember the name of this freaking company, but she was a long-serving executive VP and head of global content supply chain. So anytime Warner Brothers did something that kind of traveled abroad, whether it be, say, think of like Hong Kong, China, UK, or anything like that, it kind of came across our table to actually fund that stuff. So Dwayne Johnson, most of the projects that he does, they always go abroad somewhere to do that stuff. So a lot of the stuff had to come across her table to actually greenlight. She had been with WBD, a predecessor Discovery, since 2009. Her most recent duties included negotiating and managing 30,000 hours of content annually, servicing 140 linear channels and 21 digital platforms. So this was the main lady for a lot of stuff. And once again, I forget the name of the actual company that they gave to her for the last few years. But if you think of like Warner Brothers is what we know here internet locally and at home, but in the like UK, it's called something else. In the UK, part of the content that she was managing was UK Big Brother, UK Survivor, bunch of other reality TV shows. And guess what? The UK is too classy for that shit. They didn't give a fuck about any of that stuff. So she took on that fucking role and on a fucking dead end, and then they just got rid of her. So fuck it. So that is part of the vortex that Dwayne Johnson is talking about.
I mean,
here we go. That's what it's called. All media. Here we go.
It seems to me like it's a shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's kind of, giving it kind of like that's what it was. Like they just didn't really want to pursue that. Like it wasn't in the cards. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't think it was anything personal. It just doesn't fit. But because there's no other reason why you would nix a Dwayne Johnson sequel.
Yeah. So the company that I was trying to remember the name for is called All Media. They are actually going to sell it right now for 1.3 billion freaking dollars. So if you're looking to figure out whether you should think about buying with WBD right now, this might be a good freaking option because if they're going to get 1.3 billion dollars out of the sale out of this, that's definitely a freaking profit that's going to come across the board for these guys. And once again, Survivor, Big Brother, and other crazy stuff, other reality stuff that once again I just
do they also own all the soccer rights as well too, like the professional like soccer league stuff? Is that
I don't know, man, because it's so weird internationally, right? Some companies like Disney own the rights to some stuff, and other ones, I forget, it's Sky owns the rights to some other stuff. So it's weird, man. And I don't know if Warner Brothers Discovery or All Media owns the rights to any sports stuff.
Okay.
So I just don't know. Never seen it. All right, so here is some of the highlights from this past week. Red Sonja Volume 10, number 1, covers the Jenny Frison version. It looks like they decided to move her down to like a little A cup, maybe a B cup, or something like that. Big Stuff, Sacrifices number 1, covered the incentive of Jenny Frison at 1:15. I have not read this one yet, but I do know that there is a free comic book day that's out there. There's actually 2 free comic book days that's out there. One of them is selling for around $30 to $40 freaking dollars. So once again, once people actually start to read this one, this might be one to look out for. I just got to figure out what's going on. Raspar says football, soccer are divided internationally, so usually sold separately to each country.
I'm looking for something to start reading. I need to start reading something, man. I need to pick up on
pick an indie title and go with it for a while.
That's what I'm thinking.
If you're just looking for something to read, like honestly, that's your best bet. Like
World Tree.
Yeah. World Tree is actually pretty good, especially if like you're involved in technology.
Yeah, I have the first issue. I just haven't read it. So
read it. It's pretty decent. Like I mean, but that's how Tynion writes, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was the first one, and then like I seen a bunch of. I saw they had a second issue, right? Or they're on issue 3 right now.
They're issue number 3 with 4 coming. Yeah,
I think it's either 3 or 4. Yeah, like I picked up issue. Yeah, I think I picked up issues 3 and 4. I read 2 the other day, and like. The first time I just skimmed through it, but then like one day I actually sat down and read it, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." So I'm giving it into like 3 or 4 issues to see if I want to keep reading.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check.
I don't know if I think the Sickness issue 2 is out. I think it's already out. Issue number 1 was issue number 1 was actually slow but good slow.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was enjoying that one. Let's see.
I just got mine in. They just came to maybe a couple weeks ago.
Up next is Death of the Venomverse #1 that Gabrielle Delgado.
So that's the
Incredible
rarest still auto, right?
They're all rare. Incredible Hulk five #1, Second Prince, sent to Patrick Gleason, 1/25. That's that first appearance of that little girl. Once again, I don't have any idea what's going on with her.
It's the jam cover, right? That's the jam cover. It was like jam, where it was like he just like he had a piece of toast and then drew the Hulk onto it.
Exactly. But he drew it. Yeah, exactly. He drew it. I think he drew it first, took a piece of fucking toast with jam on it, slammed it, and then slowly peeled it off. Like, oh man, look what I did.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
That was real good.
Makes me hungry now. Star Wars Dark Droids #1. Once again, on fire. Lando Francis U cover. It's not the best that I've seen from him so far, but people seem to like it. This one is actually sold out at the.
Is this is
something epic? That's a good recommendation too. Something epic. You might enjoy
that. Is this FOC or is this coming out this week?
This is already came out this past week.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
This is stuff. Yeah, these are just highlights for this week of stuff that actually either sold out or just is doing really well right now. Then there's the cover F incentive Rachel Stott. That one's a 1/100. Strange Academy of Miles Morales cover C incentive Lee Garbet. This one was a 1/25.
Is this their first meetup?
Yep.
Nice.
Yes, sir. X-Men Hellfire Gala 2023 #1 Valerio Shitty Guys promo. It's promoted as a first appearance of the new gods, but it's not. It's not even close. Somebody told me that the Free Comic Book Day had an appearance. There was a Free Comic Book Day that had an appearance. I don't know about that. I got to research that one. And I also know that inside one of the previews, Marvel previews, that they actually make an appearance as well. But the most important is that Kamala Khan, the new Kamala Khan, actually makes her appearance in this one. So once again, this is the clone. This is not the original. This is the clone of the new Kamala Khan. People are missing out on that one. Missing out on that distinction.
So there's
so no belly button, right? Is that how you tell?
Yeah, she comes out of an egg.
So there's two different Kamala Khan now?
Yeah, the original one is dead.
Okay.
So and then this one that's coming back is a mutant. Is that correct?
But she's resurrected from Krakoa, right?
Yep. Right, but only mutants can be resurrected through that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So if she's
just like don't think too much and hit that
button. I know, but how can she be resurrected on Krakoa, born in an egg, and yet she's still half inhuman? It doesn't make any sense.
I think they're completely like not including the inhuman part anymore at all, and saying that she's this mutant.
That mutant.
I wouldn't think about it too hard into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert #2 covered the Natalie Sanders cardstock variant. This one was a 1/25. I actually like this cover, but I missed out on it. I just didn't freaking order it.
Yeah.
Star Trek Defiant #6 cover G incentive David Aja. Everybody missed out on this one. There are no copies out there. Go ahead, find it. There's one copy on eBay, $250.
So that basically covers his 100 issues, and then he makes $50.
Mm-hmm. There's a 1 of 50. Yeah, there's a 1 of 50 that has like the regular trade dress, and there's this version out there. It's $250.
That's crazy.
That's another one.
Wait, so is this a 1 in 100? The complete version? Okay.
Mm-hmm. And there's no copies out there.
What about the one with the trade? Is that one even out there?
I hope so.
I had the trade one. I thought I had it.
Yeah, I hope so.
And I did it. I'm still pissed I didn't get that Deep Space Nine. The cover was the schematic of the
I forget the name of the ship. But
yeah
yeah, so where we were
Deep
with
Space Nine one. The station.
so where we were with Star Wars a year and a half ago, now Star Trek is starting to pick up because
Yeah.
it got its shit together, and the people who watch it are now actually going to the freaking comics to freaking read. Yet the
sweet.
retailers are so slow to understand what the fuck is happening. And the speculators are just like in fucking total denial. They're just
Yep.
in denial about what the fuck is going on. Instead of fucking reading, like, oh shit, this is gonna be a freaking good story. Like this Collis the blood fucking shit, it's fucking fire. This
Yeah.
Defiant shit, fucking fire. It's just made. It's just you can't. You better not say, oh well, this is never gonna make it to a fucking movie or TV series, bitch. They got 3 series on Paramount right now,
and a channel that's dedicated to Paramount is dedicated to Star Trek franchise.
If you were ignoring Star Trek and you were ignoring Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you're out your fucking mind. They just had a movie just come out and it's doing well.
This book has always done very well for me. So.
It is. That's a great one as well. Hold on, let me fucking pull you up real quick. That's a good one.
Yeah, like when AHA first came out with this cover, and you know, it's a Star Trek book. Issue 1 as well, right? Everyone loves issue 1s.
That's IDW or Image?
IDW.
Okay, so it's a recent one, yeah. I remember he was doing it, but he was only doing incentives for a while, but then he started doing A covers.
That was an open to order like C cover or something like that.
Yeah. Worldwide box office right now is Super Mario Brothers jumping back out top. Guardians of the Galaxy still up on top. You want to know why? Because they don't have that weird woke agenda stuff, so they're not getting banned in India and China. So that's why those guys are still out there. Barbie bringing up the rear at 835, closing in on a billion at 50 million per day. They should probably hit $1 billion by Monday.
Oh wow,
$1 billion by Monday. Fast X still freaking doing really well. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, people still watching that. Little Mermaid, which I just watched last weekend, an absolute terrible fucking movie. But guess what, man? It's for little girls. Guess what? It's doing okay. And then the rest is okay. Oppenheimer down there at number 9, which is once again it's pretty good for a biopic, right? But it's not a biopic. It's not narratively accurate. All right, I know people keep fucking. Oh man, it's fucking accurate. It's not narratively accurate. It's not freaking.
So it's just like a history movie based on random events, but dramatized.
It's a spy. It's a spy versus spy movie.
Oh, okay.
Based on real world events. So think of
like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, like that kind of idea.
No, I'm trying to remember. There was a movie about the was it The Extraordinary Gentleman? It might have been Extraordinary. No, it's not The Extraordinary Gentleman. I have to think of it. But there's this one movie about a young kid. He gets picked up by this older spy, and then he gets taught how to freaking do things. And then there's like 3 movies about it, where there's like they go into like this undercover, like in the back of this tailor shop and all this other stuff. It's more like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. With Iggy and all Samuel L. Jackson. Kingsman. There you go.
That's for Raspberry. That's right.
Yeah, the Kingsman. Yeah, exactly. It's the Kingsman.
Hey, wait. And if you're able to answer that question so fast, chat, make sure you take another shot right now.
I'm taking a whole bottle of freaking bug juice. So that's why I can't remember shit right now. Yeah. So the Oppenheimer is basically the Kingsman set against, and there was the last one where it actually went back to Rasputin. Think about that, but instead of they talking about Rasputin and all the other stuff, it's set against the background of the atomic freaking bomb and shit. It's all types of silly shit, right?
Oh, okay.
It's all types of silly shit. and weird shit that didn't really freaking happen the way they're freaking display it.
Gotcha.
But it is what it is. So, um,
Oh hell yeah!
you say I'll roll one. We
Well,
should name a
Pat,
show called I'll roll one for the homies or something like that. So Barbie tops 900, Oppenheimer nears 500, and Meg 2, which is what I would really want to see, is going on 12 million the first 2 days overseas. So I'm
we
going to
might have
see
to call this
that.
blunted chat, right, for a while until Mel
Yeah.
gets back.
Oh, Mel. So there's that, and then what's the other movie? There's one about Dracula on a freaking boat that's freaking coming out either
Did
this
you
week
did
or
you see
next week.
Haunted Mansion? Was that any good?
I did. It was really good.
Okay, so if you were to see a movie again this summer, like Oppenheimer, Barbie, or Haunted Mansion, which one would you go see?
Barbie, then Haunted Mansion. Right, Haunted Mansion is made to be on Disney Plus and just watch over and over and over and over again. In fact, right before we watched Haunted Mansion at the movie theater, me and my son, we were sitting down on the couch watching Haunted Mansion Muppets. And it was actually really good. It was like, oh shit,
Nice.
okay. But so once again, it went against what I thought the movie was going to be. Because once again, you see the fucking trailers and you're like, oh man, it's going to be this, and it was against what I thought it was going to be. So it was totally different. Really good. There was a Dr. Voodoo Easter egg in there, right? So there, I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
I'm kind of I'm kind of shocked that more people didn't pick up on that, but even my son, who I didn't even know, even knew who the fuck he was because he doesn't read that much, knew who Dr. Voodoo was. He was like, as soon as we got off the video, he's like, yeah, Dr. Voodoo. That was Dr. Voodoo. Like, oh shit, okay,
Oh, damn.
yeah. So,
my daughter just turned 11, so I had to go and tell her happy birthday and stuff. Can I open all my presents?
You gotta play the Mananitas for her, man. Freaking just
Oh, because it's midnight for her.
Yeah,
for you
it's
now.
midnight for her, so she's like, I'm 11.
That's some Mexican shit.
Where's
Man.
my presents? I'm like, we're going to take her to Benihana tomorrow. So she was like,
the best excuse is always like, well, you weren't born on this hour yet. So.
Actually, she was. She was born.
Oh, she was. Okay.
She was born at like 12:20.
See, I was born like at 11 something,
Yeah.
and then
Yes.
like they decided to leave
the whole day.
so they decided to go with the day the birth started instead of when it finished. So
exactly. Yeah, we went. Hers, she was born at like 12:20. 25 or something like that. So it's like right away. It's like she came right away. Like that. Well, there you go.
Turtles. Teenage Mutant Turtles was also out this week. I think it came out on either Wednesday or Thursday. I have not seen it yet. But my wife and my kids, they did see it, and they were a little taken back because of the origin, because they really didn't know the origin. And they displayed it as something that I knew was a thing. Of course, there's different ones, but yeah, they definitely like the freaking movie. Right now, it's headed for a $42 million first week.
So is it to hook a new generation of turtle fans? Is this basically what this is setting up?
They could be, but my son, he had my youngest son, 9 years old. He already loves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they don't really need that. Yeah, once again, exactly. So he was really into Teenage Mutant Turtles and Alvin and Chipmunks for some fucking reason right now. The thing that they need to do is they need to make sure that they have the fucking toys inside the fucking Target, because there was a time when he was really into Ninja Turtles, and we would go to Target like during Christmas time, and there was no fucking toys to be fucking found. So luckily I had a Diamond account and was able to fucking get my shit from there.
Yeah.
In time for his birthday. So that once again, that's the big fallback is like, hey, okay, all right, you got this big project, you got this movie, you got this TV series. Can I go to the local store and actually buy the toy for my kid who now freaking loves this? Can by October, will there be enough costumes, or will there be any costumes that reflects what these guys look like, so that their kids can cosplay as those kids during Halloween? If they're not, the executives that are in charge of that shit need to be fucking fired. Because I'm tired of this shit. I was tired of the shit when we had the Disney Plus thing. What was it? The Baby Yoda thing, right? There's no Baby Yodas available for Christmas.
Yeah,
What was that about?
They were like Cabbage Patch Kids for a while. You couldn't find anything.
How do you not have that already fucking set up?
Right?
Hey, we got this fucking thing. Now we got to have these fucking toys and shit. You know what I mean?
Or not have them at all.
Yeah.
So.
I already talked about this. Barbie is about to be a $1 billion movie, but no sequel has been talked about yet. I have said before is that movie was about 20 minutes too long. If anything, they should have been setting up to put that last 20 minutes into the new movie. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Will Ferrell, they should have said, oh, Will Ferrell just should have stepped in. All right, that's the end of the fucking movie. Good night, everybody. Have fun. But now we're stuck. So it's really weird what they're fucking doing right now. I don't know what's going on. And of course, no, there is the complications of the writer strike and all the other stuff. But there it is. The Warriors. I don't know if you guys remember the Warriors.
Come out and play.
I love that movie growing up, but just reading that Lin-Manuel Miranda, that's hilarious.
Lin-Manuel Miranda has been on fire for the last
12 years.
12 years. So if you doubt this man, that this man is going to be able to pull something together and make that shit fucking fire, you need to go check yourself into the insanity hospital.
It's just hilarious that they're making it into a musical.
It's a musical.
They make musicals out of everything, right? And they don't.
But that's what I'm saying. It's funny that you picked the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like out of everything, like you picked that one. And it's like that is such a non-musical movie. You know
you went from doing one of the most
I don't know, Hamilton though, right? Because that was.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I get it.
Yeah,
it's like James Gunn. I was like, I'm gonna take these people, this person that nobody actually knows about, and make them like famous, a part of like the bigger freaking universe. And then now everybody knows Hamilton. Everybody knows the fucking story, and it's fucking great.
What's the musical from back in the day?
Cats.
No, the one with the Puerto Rican girl.
Oh,
it was like Romeo and Juliet type of shit. What was it called?
I know what you're talking about. Not Grease.
Babe, what's the one? I Want to Be American. What's that song?
Oh, Hamilton.
No.
Wait, what?
West Side Story.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna make it into West Side Story. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only way I see it happen is he's gonna turn it into West Side Story. Like,
you think it's gonna go that far?
Well, because it's if you know the movie, it's the gang trying to get from point A to point B, and everything that happens to them on the way to point B. You know, because they go through B, C, E, F, and G. You know what I mean? Before they actually get to B. You know what I mean? Because it takes them all the way around where they're just trying to get to the train, and all of that stuff is going to be like like the focal point. It's going to be like the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Like the Wizard of Oz, like trying to get down the yellow brick road. Like I don't know.
I just love the beginning of the movie, right? Because like the guy is trying to like organize like every single major game,
and that's what I mean.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a whole lot.
Yeah,
you will be paying $5,000 for tickets to see this.
Damn, 5,000. Dude, this is gonna win a fucking Tony.
Hamilton was getting up to $5,000, $6,000 for tickets. No, I'm not talking about front seats. I'm talking about in the back rear. You're gonna see these
like nosebleed, like where you need binoculars.
It's gonna be the hot shit for a while. If it gets adapted, it's gonna be the hot shit for a while. Because you remember Hamilton was like that for like the first 2 years.
Yeah,
you couldn't get into Hamilton. Like normal people weren't getting into Hamilton.
Oh, Book of Mormon, like all that shit, right?
You gotta wait a good period.
I mean, I saw Book of Mormon off Broadway, like like when they were doing that tour, like a tour where it's affordable for everyone to see it, right? Yep. But that shit was hilarious. And like I'm not religious or Mormon, but yeah.
So there's a San Francisco has a Broadway, where they have all the musicals and stuff like that, and they come to town. So I mean, all those same stores they come to San Francisco too. So I know these are going to be strictly based in New York. They're going to be holding down, Broadway in New York because they're hit pretty hard right now. You know what I mean? Like Hamilton's probably the best thing in town right now. Like you know what I mean? Like, and that's old. So
unless you want to see Lion King for the millionth time, right?
I think some of one of them canceled. Like it's done. I don't know if it's Lion King or what's the one that had the longest running
Cats.
Cats just closed. So
how long had that been running though for?
That was running
since like the 70s, right?
Yeah, 70s or early 80s. I mean, Cats was always that was like a staple.
Shit, that's like almost like 50 years then of that show
running. Been a long time, bro. It was on there for a long time.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the Drunken Cat crew we should go all see the Warriors if it comes out at the fucking musical. Just get together, go see the freaking musical together. Just set up a freaking night where we all go see that shit.
I'm sure Mel knows a guy to get Broadway tickets.
Yeah, right. Broadway is tough, man. It's not easy getting tickets.
I mean, it's like your best bet is to buy it off the street, right? Man.
I mean, you got to get it at the box office. Like you go to the house, like the theater is based around whatever it is. So like,
there's supposed to be like a certain spot, like within the city, that you go to buy resale ticket. Like where
I see what you.
Yeah. So it's like usually around the same price, right? Maybe a little bit more, maybe sometimes a little less, depending on the day.
Yeah. Because it's every day and there's multiple shows in a day.
Yeah.
Or within the week or whatever. I don't know the schedule.
Yes. Sometimes you can catch like a matinee show or something like that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shows. That shit is crazy, man. That shit is a whole other like thing that happens in New York. Like it's like Hollywood out there. Like you know what I mean? Like like people are coming to town to watch those shits, and them, like you said, $5,000 ain't that's nothing, man. That's like probably it's jump chain. That's probably a cheap show.
Yeah. All right. So now, again, I don't play video games as much as I used to, but now I gotta play this freaking game. Marvel's Contest of Champions has added Vox. Vox was his first appearance was Death of the Inhumans. And let me tell you something about this fucking dude. Well, we were all freaking trying to figure out what the fuck Disney was doing with and Marvel was doing with Inhumans, because then remember that whole Inhumans debacle with the fucking show and everything. And the whole mutants thing and everything. Then they brought the mutants back. Then nobody liked the Inhumans anymore because they were fucking up. They brought in this guy, Vox, and he killed off all the Inhumans. You say all the Inhumans? Yes, all the Inhumans except for like Miss Marvel and Moon Girl. He killed all. He killed off the whole planet.
He killed Lockjaw in the first issue.
Yeah.
So Lockjaw is back, but he killed all these guys. So him and Photon are going to be in this new game for Photon and Champions. So, man, I know it got the. It's not. This is not going to be at the level of when Miles Morales freaking came to freaking Xbox. It's not going to be at that level. But I tell you what, this could be a thing if they freaking get it freaking right and get it freaking straight, because I have seen some shots already and some trailers already, and he looks good. He looks damn good.
Is this gonna be a fighting game then?
Yes, it's a
I
fighting
wish
game.
they would do
Sort of
something.
sort of like Street Fighter.
Okay.
Bring him back to the comic book shit.
Yeah, he hasn't showed up in the comic books in a
He
while.
was
The
in
last time he
Captain
showed,
Marvel, a couple in like mid series, like
yeah, it was like 3 issues or something like that, where she turned into a Vox, where he took over her body or something.
Yeah.
Is this
Weird
Marvel's
like that.
response to Injustice then? Is that what they're doing with Marvel
I
Contest of
think so.
Champions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Okay.
like that. Yeah. All right, everybody, time for your local greens. Got to force this down your freaking throat to make sure you guys understand.
Oh,
Image Comics has signed a bookstore distribution deal with Simon and Schuster for 2024. So people kind of remember when like Barnes Noble and forget the name of the other
Borders.
freaking bookstore. Yeah, Borders. They used to have comic books in there.
yes, sir.
Yeah, now Image Comics to sign one with Simon Schuster, and they've got the ends with Barnes Nobles and Borders and all these other.
So they're bringing it back. Then basically, they all the comics left Barnes and Nobles, and now they're coming back.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because is it from a restructured deal with like Penguin Random House or something like that? Is that the reason why?
Well, so Image Comics, they just signed a deal with Lunar.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, in fact, that was actually my next thing.
So would these be direct or would these be newsstand?
It says direct. But in the meantime, Image's first FOC with Lunar is going to be this Monday, which is weird because I had already checked the freaking website and I didn't see any Image stuff on there yet. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. But this one right here is definitely a freaking big thing.
Maybe it's like graphic novels they're starting out with or something like that you can order from their back catalog.
You would think, but that stuff isn't showing up either. So I don't know what. So they it's one of those.
They're still auditing the numbers from Diamond right now to get their books.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, there's like a big pop up notification that came across. I was like, oh, what's that? It was like, oh, here's this thing. That was like, okay. And I checked, and there's nothing in there. So I don't know.
That seems
so
kind of,
I don't know.
Kind of shady.
Kind of funky.
So if any of Drunken Chat freaking customers order some shit from Image, I'm about to go over to Lunar Joint and freaking check what the fuck is up because I don't know. All right, so before we go to FLC, let's take a quick break so I can freaking make sure I'm properly lubricated, and of course I got to make sure that we don't have any any strikes on us.
Said lubricated.
Hey, alcohol. I'm like the Tin Man. I gotta be lubricated with alcohol. All right. Let's go with the 40 seconds. Let's go.
All right.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, that was a little break. I hope you guys were able to get yourself a little bit of something. Now we're going to get into some of the FOC books or books that are on FOC this week. Once again, if you have any questions or anything about that, definitely ask me in the chat or send me a question to my Instagram at Chetland Green the Cornbread. Also, definitely make sure you check with your local comic book shop first. If they are uncooperative, you can definitely freaking hit me up, and I'll try and see what I can do. First category that I've got is TV, freaking and movies.
George
getting it down. Firefly, Fall Guys, number 1, cover D, 1 in 25 by Aja Corey. Some of these TV series are coming back. Firefly, I've heard some stuff about their projects. I've heard also about Babylon 5. It's definitely freaking doing something. So yeah, we gotta keep an eye on this stuff. I love this cover, but it's too much, man. It's a 150 by Olivetti. Definitely freaking beautiful. It's just I don't know, man.
That looks like the guy from the TV show though, for sure.
Yeah. Old girl looks like a little baddie back there.
Mm-hmm.
Masters of the Universe, Forge of Destiny has 3 covers coming out. One by Nunez, Williams, and Rodriguez.
I like the one on the far right. That's the only one I'm digging. With the animated characters.
Netflix Stranger Things number 4, just in time. That's going to be just in time for Halloween. Star Trek Picard's Academy number 1. Got to keep an eye on that one because there will be a bunch of first appearances in this one. There is one for Sweeney Boo, and a 1 of 10 Virgin, as well as a 1 of 25 by Greco and a 1 of 50 by Gun Show. Star Wars number 38, EM Gist, Cody Star Wars Clone, Star Wars 15th Anniversary. Here's your JTC Campbell action figure variant, and your 40th Anniversary variant for Star Wars number 38. Star Wars Dark Droids, Lano U, and look! I love Lano U, but I don't understand what the fuck is going on here because you got destroyers and everything in the background, and they're out in space. But why is C-3PO? Is C-3PO just out in space?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. And they're making him tough like he's tough, and he ain't tough.
Yeah, that dude's a fucking bitch. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, yeah. What do we miss up to this point? All of a sudden, he's just savage that we just didn't know about. Oh, this dude was a murder droid. And they made him good. Like, come on, man.
Now, I mean, I've seen certain conspiracy theories and theories online, like, oh, well, C-3PO, he was like bad the whole time. He was just acting like he wasn't. He was a spy for Darth Vader the whole time, man. It's like that's not what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Star Wars Dark Droids number 2. This is your 1/100 Dot Scourged variant.
Man,
I like every single one of these, but I'm gonna wait till they can drop.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Number 2, Casanova's Joy Connect variant. And then there's your 1 of 50 EM Just variant. Deja Thoris, number 6, 1 of 25 by Puebla Virgin. And for those who don't know why I have Deja Thoris in the movies is because there was a call. It was a stockholder call by what's the name of the fucking company, Aaron?
Mike Pike Productions.
There you go, Mike the Pike Productions, where you talked about Red Sonja, Vampirella, and Deja Thoris as far as the project they were going to do as far as TV and movies. Here's some of the hard covers or scary covers. Night Terrors, Night End, number 1. Cover C, Miko Soyan.
Oh, I finally picked up a set of Night Terror books, the Joker ones. I'm actually gonna read it.
You're actually gonna read it?
Yeah.
I've read some of them, and I'm like, well, the ones with Batman and Robin. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know. Doomsday Special issue number 1. Here's your Action Comics presents Doomsday Special number 1 by Lucia Perillo. By Dark Horse Comics, From World of Minor Threats Ultimates number 1. Copy by Sim. Killmore number 1 by A. Fux. Immortal X-Men number 15 by Mark Brooks. Zombie-ish freaking Wolverine.
That looks lazy for Brooks. Right? Is it just
I see his vision. It's just that the execution, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Spine Tingling Spider-Man number 0. This is a first time in print collecting from the series from the Marvel Unlimited series on it, or the Marvel Unlimited app series.
So it's just digital comic.
Yep.
Oh, a digital
Greg
comic
Land.
going to print. I got you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Here's your Greg Land. Here's your Momoko.
Oh, I remember her warning about that cover. Because she's doing like an incentive for that too, right? Where it's like a 1/100 virgin.
It might be. Might be.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just not tracking one of this one is.
yeah, because I think she warned before she showed the cover because of anybody with the that eye phobia or whatever. I don't
What's it
remember what
called?
it's
Yeah,
called.
trichophobia or some shit like that.
Some shit like that, yeah.
Hunt for the Skinwalker, number 1, 125 by Florent. Draculina, Blood Simple, number 5 by Anisoletto.
Okay.
And Greenhorns, number 1 by Kingspot, 1 and 10 by Hazel.
Never heard of that publisher. But okay.
Kingspot. They've actually got a couple of movies out.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, one is with Jennifer Lopez.
So that's more than Boom, then, right?
I guess so, right? Well, I mean, Boom. They've got the IP for Power Rangers, and I forget what else. And Buffy the Vampire Slayer. But the ones that Kingspot has came organic from Kingspot. World Tree number 5. So that was the question, like how far are they along? They're up to issue number 5 now, covered by Bej Zula.
So this is on FOC. So that means 4 just came out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hunt for the Skinwalker number 1. There is an unlockable, and it's on a farm, and it's got aliens and more aliens and a bunch of eyes and stuff. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Rick and Morty number 8, Trezino. Catwoman Uncovered number 1, cover F, 1 of 50. Jeff Kyle. Looks like a bad dream.
It looks like it's those modeling dolls, right? That artists use.
Yeah.
Like, and that's it. And it's like kind of like, okay, Catwoman shape. I mean, I love to call it. Don't get me wrong.
He posed it. Freaking drew it. All right, next.
Yep.
Here's some of your cosplay covers. Draculina Blood Simple number 5, cover E cosplay. Baddies, Bitches, and other things. From World of Minor Threats, alternates number 1. What is the name of that freaking anime where it's just beasts fucking other beasts? Is it called Beast World or something like that? Oh, that's what
I've never seen that. So
you never seen it? It's on Netflix. It's about a wolf that just goes around and fucking other freaking animals, and that's what you got here. You got a wolf. Messing around with a girl.
Is that the seven Deadly Sins one?
No, not
that. I don't know. I don't watch enough anime.
World Tree number 5, 1 of 50 by Lee. Now she's just naked.
And Huck Lee.
Context. Yes.
Well, she goes around killing people naked, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Immortal X-Men number 15, Joshua Sweeby.
I kind of like that.
Immortal X-Men number 15, Phil. Very little shout out to the goths out there. Deja Thoris number 6, cover G, 1 and 10, Moss.
That wouldn't be like the previous one. That wouldn't be like a indigenous people like portrait variant, like with that choker.
I don't know, Aaron. I'm just trying to figure out what's holding up the things on her tits.
It's pasties. It's pasties, right?
Pasties.
Gold pasties.
And the copies. Why is she wearing a copies? Does she have a dick? What's going on there?
Whoa. Hold on. What are we looking at? Hold on.
Do we need to refer them to as they them? Is it that kind of situation?
Hey, whatever he or she wants to freaking be referred to.
Wait. What is this? What is this book now?
She's got
I
a
got
cop
this.
piece. It's not like a V piece that covers up. It's like a cop piece.
Oh, I see what you
Type of
mean.
cop piece that a football player uses.
Gotcha, like a jock strap, like
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a cup.
it's kind of bulging at the top and bulging at the top and hanging at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
whatever.
And okay, I see the tail. All right.
So we're never
And
getting monetized now, right?
Yeah. If you look at her right leg, there's a little tail coming out of her ass as well. And I get it; it's supposed to be the lion's tail, but there's no context for it. It just looks like there's a tail coming out of her ass.
There's the other one. You can see the other one, but it's like really curled. Like
All
that's
right, here's a real test. Adam's apple or no?
You don't have no neck.
Yeah.
There's no throat. Like the throat is covered. It's shadowed. So it's more to your imagination.
Why does that lion look so sick?
Yeah.
Looking like the fucking cowardly lion
with no eyes.
It's on the vegan diet. So
jeez,
definitely
like that Futurama lion, right?
Looking like that bear that everybody's saying that was actually a man in a freaking.
Oh yeah, they said in China. At the zoo, they got fucking people dressed up as animals.
Oh, where they're like walking in the background, like
yeah, all that. Yeah. They said all that shit. I guess there's these specific type of like bears, and they're like doing crazy shit, and they're like having to put out press release saying they're denying that they have people dressed up like.
Okay,
animals.
I get it, fine, but show me the bear. Show me the bear again.
That's the thing.
Come on, bring out the bear.
Because you've seen those ones where they're feeding like the little bear or whatever, the little grapes or whatever, and they're like little red, whatever. I forget what my daughter said they are, what species, but they're a legit species. But the way they be showing them, it's like that shit looks fucking crazy.
They're not the North American bears, man, because our bears just be on the streams eating fish and everything. They just be starving their motherfuckers out there.
Hey, there's this one video going around, and it's guy's like, I set up this camera because I knew a bear was fucking going into my backyard, and it's like a swing set, and like the bear just going back there just fucking that shit up, and I'm like, dude, I'd be so pissed.
Wait, wasn't there another one where the bear was like laying in the hammock?
Yeah, he's just like flipping around.
Yeah, the fucking bear it tried to jump into the fucking thing and it fucked itself up at first.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, oh shit, just like me when I'm drinking, I'm trying to fucking get into my back deck.
And that's the thing. It's like, would you shoot the motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like.
So I'll tell you what. So once again, I live out here in the Shenandoah Mountains, and one night I was getting ready for work and I came down, I was going to fix myself some coffee. And I was like, man, what are all these fucking, and I was like, so my old house, the way it was is once you are at the front door and you just look back, you can see the rest of the freaking house from, it's like a shotgun. It's like, you can see the fucking, from the front to the fucking back. So I get to the front door and I usually like to open up the front door. And then I look at the back door and I just see these two lights. I'm like, man, what the fuck did my wife leave these fucking lights on for? And then I started walking back there and I was like, oh, those are really little lights. What's going on? And then I realized those are they kind of look like eyes, like dog eyes. I was like, wait, we don't have a talking dog. So I turned on the fucking light and there's this big, hairy fucking thing just looking at me. And I'm like, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me. I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me. I turn the fucking light off. I'm like, fuck. I'm looking around the house real quick. Fucking grab the fucking broom. Fucking turn the light on. Motherfucker was gone. Back door was fucking open and shit. I look out I kind of quickly like peek around and shit. The motherfucker went through the fucking trash and everything. And I was like, well, shit. Man, I guess the fucking God was watching over us, man, because if he had fucking sure enough fucking got through our fucking food or fucking even walked upstairs, that could have been the fucking end of us and shit, man.
Well,
that.
so the thing about bears is they have really bad vision, so that's why they always tell you if you like you don't run away from it. You get in a group and like try to make yourself look bigger than the bear itself. Yeah,
I tell you what, I just saw this one video on Instagram where this guy he was out there and he was trying to stay still like that, and he was trying to eat, and the
well,
bear was just rolling
you
up.
got to move around a lot and make noise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the bear was rolling up on him and kind of walking slow, and he was like, "Oh shit, it's got to get." So he tried to make himself big. He tried to do that. This bear knocked him the fuck out. he knocked him from one end. The fucking camera fell on the fucking end. The fucking camera spun around. Fucking showed him just like laying there and shit. Yo, so when motherfuckers say make yourself look big, you gotta be really fucking big because that
Man, I'm here.
I mean,
because
because most of the time they tell you when you run into bears, right? You're usually backpacking, like in the wilderness, right? So you're supposed to hold your backpack up as well, and then like move around, bang pots and shit like that.
Yeah. So if you're 5'2", don't think you're gonna make yourself.
Fuck that. My ass.
Because those bears are what weigh like 1,000 to 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
Take this bag.
Yeah. You can. I think you can get away with it if they're just coming out of like sleep and they haven't had anything to eat. Right? They don't have any energy. But if they've been out there for like at least 2 to 3 weeks and they've already been lunching on something, they got enough energy. Oh yeah, they've got time today.
Not enough energy.
They've got time today. There's a TikTok page that I freaking monitor that it gets live, and what they do is they monitor like all these fucking bears, and they've got the timing down. They know when this particular bear wakes up and when he goes to fucking sleep. There's this one bear named Otis. He just woke up like last week, while all the other bears have been waking up fucking since spring. He just woke up like last week, and he has been fucking motherfuckers up. Right?
Damn.
like he has his favorite feeding spot on this fucking river, and he has been fucking these little motherfuckers up. Right? There's just one little cub. He accidentally fucking fell into the river and got swept downstream. He could have just let the little cub just fucking go on by. No, he fucking hunted that little cub down and killed that little motherfucker. He's all about this shit. Yeah.
Damn.
Otis is ruthless. He don't give a fuck. Right, he's all about his food, and then he's gonna fucking eat for 3 or 4 weeks, and then he's gonna go right back to sleep. We'll see him next year. So that shit is fucking crazy. Comics, not bears or wolves or oh my. Drunken Blood, Simple number 5, with a 15 by Mattione Virgin, and I will say this: some of these newcomers, some of these new names that I've seen are a lot better than some of these other artists that we know.
One wasn't bad, actually.
Yeah.
You said that was Draculina?
Yeah, Draculina Blood, Simple number 5, 1 of 15, Mattione, and of course there's other different variants out there. This one is not bad by Catwoman for Catwoman Uncovered Stanley Art Germ. This is one that's going to be a foil. I do like it, but I'm used to Souza Micah. Remember how hot Souza Micah was last year? She definitely didn't just do really good character caricatures.
That left arm ain't doing it for me.
Yeah, the background was really interesting in what the fuck was going on, but this one is like, eh. Why the fuck is Catwoman flexing her ass cheeks like that? I don't know.
It's a mini arm.
And it's like Art Germ, right? Like I think he's set the bar too high for himself now. So like when he tries to shoot in like this, it's like kind of like
He's got 2 baby arms.
2 baby arms. Batman is all about the baby arms, I guess.
He's doing reach arounds. I like this.
Another Catwoman. I think this is Babs Tar, I believe.
It's got to be a 1 in 100.
I don't know. I have to check, but I don't think so. I don't think it's
got to be a 1 in 50 at least. If that was the other one, was a 1 in 25.
Yeah. All right. From what is this? Okay. This is not necessarily the artist we know, but this one is something that you got to keep an eye out on. There is where the fuck is Ye at? Maybe he knows about this band. It's called Bad Omens. They have an album out called Concrete Jungle. They decided to try their hand inside of freaking comics. They've got quite a few covers by Frenda Izzo. They've got a limited edition sketch, and they've got a 1/100. And the covers look pretty good. Um, I'm just not checking what the actual comic is about. Once again, this is distributed by Sumerian. I forget what the name of the other name that they call themselves. If you are a fan of this particular freaking band, there's a couple of photo covers on here, particularly the one with the lead band. You might want to be able to get it CCG'd or if you can get it signed. However, the 1/100 is already signed by Sebastian, so you don't need to worry about that. But what you want to worry about is getting it CGC'd and slabs and everything, in case these guys blow up even more. Gargoyles #9 by Lucia Perillo. Sirens Gate #4 by Shannon Mayer. Barnstormer #3 by Lula Lotte. Not her best work. From World of Minor Threat Alternates #1, Tony Fleeks. Catfight #3, Swaby. Batman, Catwoman, Gotham War Battle Lines #1, Kale and Goo. Action Comics presents Doomsday Special #1, Clayton Crane. It's 1/25. Locoman Gold cover B, Seeley and Tony Fleeks again. Spawn Scorched #21 cover B, Matina. Amazing Spider-Man #33 1/25 by Patrick Gleason. First appearance of Spider-Man as a type of Kraven the Hunter type character. Captain America #1, Oliver Coppel. Doctor Strange #7 1/25 by Stephanie Hans. Fantastic Four #11. First appearance of Fuego Blaze, who is the dog. Moon Knight #27 1/25 by Salvador LaRocca. And then there's a X-Men 60th Anniversary Connecting Variant by Alex Ross. X-Men 26, Jorge Molina, X-Men. And then there's your Mixed Marvel, cardstock. Not cardstock, but... Alright, so here's some of the ones I thought were actually pretty interesting. Batwoman, Catwoman, Gotham War Battle Lines #1, 1/25 by Otto Schmidt. Interesting little pose they got her in. Heels up, pussy out.
Whoa. What am I missing?
She's upside down.
Oh, shit.
For no reason.
Well, there's a reason, but I mean, she's doing a cat. Whoa. Yeah, she's doing a cat burglar thing.
Catwoman Uncovered #1, one shot, Oliver Coppel. See the difference in, oh, I'm just gonna drop in and freaking steal the freaking necklace versus, oh, I'm gonna freaking hang upside down and freaking these high heels with my legs.
Yeah.
Captain America #1, Michael Cho. Avengers 60th Anniversary. Fantastic Four #11, Alexander Lozano. Here's your Del Auto for the Death of Venomverse #2. Silver Surfer Rebirth Legacy 1/25, Ryan Brown. And possibly the cover of the week. Spider-Gwen Annual #1, 1/100, Jiyoung Lee version variant.
Woo! Love this cover.
Cover of the year.
It's up there in my opinion, but I mean, I'm a huge Jiyoung Lee fan, and then Jiyoung Lee and Spider-Gwen, that's always up there for me.
I gotta think about buying 3 of these.
Of the 1 in 100.
Mm-hmm.
I
I've already
pre-ordered.
ordered one,
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what. Let some of these other retailers fuck around and undercut.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think there will be a bunch for the same reason, but that's what I think will end up happening. They're gonna
but at the
fight
same
over.
time, like what there's a trade version of this as well, right?
There is. There is.
So could you order
Mhm.
100 of the trade version and then get this?
Yep. That's exactly what I did already.
And then
Now,
I mean, and then I don't doubt that there's going to be other because this is on FOC, right?
yes.
So I mean, I don't.
But there are going to be people who want this cover. They don't want to buy the 1 in 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that A cover will sell.
Yeah,
Says,
I mean, but
Harvard Christ says, remember,
yeah.
you're licking paper with this cover. What does that mean?
Yeah. Some of them just want to. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so I've already sold 10 copies of the trade dress already.
Yeah, you're gonna sell these for sure.
So,
Yeah.
but do you think you'll sell 100 by the time it's on shelves?
I would say I could probably sell 30 if
Okay.
I lowered the price, maybe like to $1 off of the
Retail price.
off of the retail price. I could probably sell these 30, and then right like a week before.
Put it at
A week before, that's when people start going freaking crazy. Like, oh shit!
Oh
But
shit!
I
I need
think
10 copies. You know, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But I think that people after the fact, after the book comes out, will buy more because they'll see that the 1 in 100 looks that way, and they're gonna want the A cover just so they can say they have the cover.
Right, but it's still gonna, even with that mentality, that's still gonna bump up the one.
Oh no, yeah, it's gonna hold its fat. It's gonna be worth 1 in 100 definitely is gonna be a sought after book.
Yeah.
But do we know if there's gonna be any store variants to this?
I don't care if there's any store variants.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Unless the story variant is a foil. Who gives a fuck? Because we're not buying this for anything that's happening inside the book.
Right,
We're
right.
buying this for the fact that the cover is amazing.
Well, I mean, it's just like the other one, right? The 1 in 100. It like there was nothing inside the guts, and it's literally just a cover.
Yeah. Pre-order mine for Ratio. He doesn't think there's any exclusives for this either. So I mean, Aaron, I mean, your question is valid because if there are people out there who have retail exclusive, that means that there's going to be more of a supply of these 1 in 100s out there.
Correct.
I just don't know there and back
because
to my
usually
point.
because usually art is due by final order cutoff, and then shortly after that they can start advertising it. So it's like a double-edged sword, right? To like take a gamble on ordering 100, because then like a store could announce like right after, or like 10 stores could announce like, oh, we're doing covers as well for this, and it just kind of kills the ratio, right?
Yeah.
Or the
I mean, it all depends on the demand, right? So for instance, I want 3 of these. I want three of these fucking things, right? So if somebody is dumb enough to sell these for $100, I'm gonna fucking be buying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree, but like as soon as they announced this cover, I think like people were pre-selling these books at like what 2 something, like 220, 250, and then at that price, I was like kind of like, oh, I can buy a signed edition from Ji Hung Lee for basically the same price.
Yeah, but these to get the 1 in 100, it's about what, like a $500-$600 book.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a $5 or $6 cover price book? I can't remember.
Yeah,
or is it just $4?
$5. So it's at least a $500 book. So if they're selling it for $100, then you got to be a buyer at that point.
So there's an auction out there for $149 plus $8.99. Somebody's got it out there for $185. Best offer.
That's a loss.
Woo, look at this Spider-Gwen Gold Spider for $1,600. God damn.
Yeah. Woo, so I'm glad I have that one already checked off my check. But I mean, I feel like this is one of those books, right, that it could have that same kind of explosive attitude towards it, that when we get to see the second version or second volume 2, the sequel to the Spider-Verse movie, that, it could jump up if it's gonna be, especially if it's gonna be more Gwen based, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's tons of
No,
great Gwen
yeah.
covers. So
It's just. I mean, the only point I would disagree is that it's just regardless of her being in a movie or in a video game, and I just realized that she was in a Miles Morales video game. Is that it's just a beautiful cover. It's just the most. I'm looking to see if there's. I'm going to be looking to see if there's a fucking poster so I can freaking hang it up in my freaking studio.
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think that. I just think that like this book, the one that you have, Aaron, is a 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 100.
1 in 100 also.
Okay, so
And
I think.
yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, it was like for resetting a Spider-Gwen's storyline series. That's what it did. And then this is an annual, right?
I think the other one kind of is like one that really kind of snuck up on everybody, so they didn't get that book. There's not a lot. This one I feel like has had like some leeway,
Mm.
kind of like weeks ahead, kind of knowing. So you had decision. You're not waiting until FOC to decide if you're going to order 100. Like you've already
kind of made up your mind. Once you saw the preview, right?
Yeah, like months ago. So you've already been pre-ordering, and up to this point, now that it comes out and the book is gaining steam, you've already sold 50, 60 copies. To whereas if you want to come out of pocket 40, you're going to get the 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, unless you have a big enough customer base right now, too, right?
That's what I mean. Like
for like now to a month, like, do you think you can sell like, I don't know?
Well, that's what I mean.
30 to 40 copies of this.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you've already been selling for the last 3 weeks pre-orders, or last month and a half. By now, you've gotten 50, 60 orders. As the book, gets closer to FOC, and people see the book and they want it, then they start buying theirs, and then by now you've had 60, 70 copies sold. All you have to come out of pocket is 30, for yourself, and you're going to get the 100 plus whatever else is involved. Yeah. It's an annual, so that alone tells you that a lot of people probably aren't going to order a lot of this. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to order the annual. Like they don't necessarily sell the annuals all the time.
And then how many stores do you ever hear like, "Oh, I'm going to do the annual to like whatever"?
Well, that's what I mean. Like unless you're a devout collector or you're reading it and you need the annual for completion, like they're not. Most stores aren't ordering this book.
Yeah.
And if they do, they're probably not gonna. They might order 25, maybe. Probably that's pushing it because it's an annual. Like these don't tend to sell, like unless who's going to buy them and they pre-ordered them
already. So I apologize for it being so tiny. Let me freaking see if I can bunch this up. Looks like one retailer by themselves sold at least 77.
See,
open orders. Another one sold 60. Another one sold 12, 18, 23. So yeah, it's got the numbers. So far in the last 30 days, it's sold about $2,000 worth of it, worth of sales. 211 freaking sold. So the numbers are definitely freaking there, as far as the open orders.
Yeah.
So that's where retailers should, and then that's my tip to retailers. This is where you should figure out, like, will it sell as you go to Terapeak and you find out how much it's selling. If it's over 30 within the last 30 days, definitely if you can sell. If it's over, now let me go to this last 7 days. 35. So 35 in the last 7 days, that's still pretty good. That's really freaking good. So that's definitely a go ahead and freaking do it, because people forget. It comes out of Marvel previews, people forget, and then they realize, oh, I've only got 3 days till freaking it's actually coming out. Let me go ahead and see if I can secure mine joint before it actually goes up. So once again, what happens is some of the retailers, they get their stuff early, they read through it, they go, oh, this shit is really fucking important. And so they go in their little fucking Reddit and their fucking Discords and they tell everybody everything. And then all of a sudden there's a rush for everybody to fucking buy the shit that they think is not going to be available. So that's why FOC is definitely freaking important. What's the cover price again? Usually annual is about $6.99.
So
I'm sorry I'm a dickhead because you guys keep asking me and I haven't freaking looked it up yet. Let's see.
So if you find it for like $150, would you buy it? Or are you trying to get it at the like $100 price?
100, 110 is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pay as little over ratio as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, 10 is like a fucking steal. So let me see. Spider dash Queen. $4.99. Yep, $4.99.
Yeah, see, that's a $500 book, man. Just to get it.
$250?
Yeah, $250. If you cut it in half, that'll be like $250.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the buying is still more than it's double ratio, 2.5 times at least. You know.
Yeah. So and that's the thing that it's weird, right? Because I think people are still set in that unprocessable defects mindset when shit was like $3.99 and $3.50, $2.99. So people think that ratio means that's what it should cost. We're way past that. We're in a market where regular fucking price for books now are like $4.99, $6.99, and $7.99. I've seen some books on FOC this week that were at $9.99.
So that tells you also that people aren't ordering a lot of these books. They can't. They're not under. Only certain stores can afford the hundreds of books. You know what I mean? Like,
or have the customer base to like sell that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like most shops are having like I know one shop that I go to frequently. He's gonna order maybe 5 or possibly 10 of every, A and B cover, and maybe a C and D or whatever. But it's probably for him to get the ratio of an unpopular cover. You know what I mean? But then everything else, it's going to be whatever you order, and then whatever the difference is, what he's going to put on the shelf, or he just won't even list it. And then I know places that deal in volume where they're going to have, 50 copies of every cover. You know what I mean? And you're going to have the 1 in 100 and the 1 in 1,000 on the wall because he's ordering volume, so he has those books. But you're going to pay, but he has them. You know what I mean? So I think it just depends, like, of the shop. You know what I mean? Like what's their goal? Because I don't think, like I said, it's an annual. You know what I mean? Like, who's ordering 100 of the annual?
Yeah.
You order 100 of the annual, you're eating, 90 of them.
Yeah. Here's my question though, right? So in the movie, and even in the comics, her whole big deal is that she's a rocker, right? She's a musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they got her here putting on fucking ballerina shoes. What the fuck?
I know.
Wait, didn't she always wear ballerina shoes whenever she was in the Gwen costume? Anyways,
she did, but they never explained why the fuck is she wearing ballerina fucking shoes.
I think it's in the comics. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they explain it in the comics.
But I thought that was like the first run. She's changed up like 2 or 3 times since then.
Yeah, but I think they've always included that in their costuming for the like Spider-Verse shit.
Yeah. All right, I think we beat that to death. Alice Never After number 2. There is a 1 in 25 by Adam Hughes. There's also an FOC open order that has a trade dress for this one. It is freaking trippy. I freaking like it. I'm definitely going to get at least the FOC, and it just freaking looks good. Adam Hughes deciding to do off-color indie freaking books, and you know what? I freaking like.
I mean, I really like the prison cover, right?
Yep.
From issue 1.
Tom Turner says that her mother. Know what, man? I was just thinking that. I was like, man, maybe it was her sister or her mother, like a ballet teacher, and she was just wearing it. And here, Time Studios come through. He's like, her mother was a ballet teacher.
Nice.
Oh man. Back in my younger days, man, I used to run through that Philadelphia fucking ballet company, man. Like it was fucking cool, man. I was a mischievous motherfucker, man. But those little fucking 70-pound girls, man. Good Lord, man. I was shit. Oh no, so Toy Time Dude says he's just playing, he doesn't really know, he's stoned. All right. That's what Drunken Chat is for, man. Okay. That's what we're here for. Conspiracy theories and freaking weird shit. All right. Incredible Hulk number 2. Second print, 1 in 25. What's getting the first cover appearance of this young girl. They decided what's getting to put it on the cover, and they decided to do a second print for some reason, but I don't know if there's anything going to come out of that, because I think the next thing they're talking about is some other shit. I forget what it's about. Moon Knight number 25, second print, 125 by Jim Chung. Rom number 1, facsimile edition, foil variant. As much as I like the whole thoughts about Rom, the fact that I haven't heard a lot of news about it kind of freaking scares me off right now.
Ooh, yeah, foil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, the title that nobody cares about.
Yeah, look, I'm all about. I do like the ideas of the foils, but the fact that they're going way back and doing other fucking foils or other shit, like,
I can't wait for a newsstand foil.
oh man, some of these motherfuckers need to be whooped. Ultimate Invasion number 2, second print, Brian Hitch. Venom number 23, 1 in 25, Ryan Stegman. And then there's also a Ken Lashley for that second print. Man, I tell you what, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. I don't even remember if I read it yet, but Dwellings number 1, they're going to third print right now. The first print has sold out.
It's a compilation of horror stories.
Only Press doing some good things, man. So
yeah,
I don't know. And then you got that freaking Tony Fleek's Disney type freaking caricature art. Doing some good things, man. Conan the Barbarian number 1, second print, Schwarzenegger movie novel replica. Here's my deal. Didn't Dennis from World Comics do one? So now there's a second print.
His cover had like a framing of it, I want to say, and then there was some other publisher that did a virgin foil, like what he always wanted to do, and now there's this version. Like I don't know. That's sounds like some fuckery afoot, right? Or some shit. I don't know. I don't even know what to call that.
If Dennis is out there, go ahead and freaking dial in and freaking listen.
Yeah.
Gimmicks. So there's this comic book called St. John's, and they are collaborating with this clothing company called Portland Gear. Of course, superhero, he wears Portland gear, and then that's all I know about this one. The covers look corny, and I would have thought that a clothing company would have looked at the covers like, nah, let's not do that. Let's do something else, and let's get an actual artist, a real artist that knows what the fuck they're doing. But here we are. The comic is called St. John. Good luck, guys. Massive Publishing has this new title out called Reflection. There's a cover C that has a Blood Runner homage. Black Panther number 4, 125 by Mahmoud Asrar. And Conan Barbarian number 2, Alan Qua. This is the shit that I don't understand what the fuck we're doing here. Scarlet Witch. It got
And
covered
Loki.
by Russell Dauterman. I guess they're fucking now. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So they can start a new Disney Plus show. With both of them,
Gods
right?
and Witches making babies. Awesome.
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man number 33, 1/100, Disney 100, Miss Marvel. Moon Knight number 27, Elena Casgrande, Stormbreakers. And kind of a negative variant, but it's negative against these crowns and masks and shit. There's a 1/25 by Oscar de Vega.
Loki.
So what now?
It was Loki's crown and Scarlet Witch's mask or whatever.
Then Scott Forbes as cover. I think I've already covered this with Light of You, with Dark Droids.
So is that how Wiccan was born?
Well, Wiccan was born out of her mind because she went crazy and just.
I know, but like he looks like kind of like Loki, right?
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
Retcon now.
Ancient Enemies, the First Responder number 1 by FMP. This is something that nobody asked for, but they decided it was going to be a thing. Does that have any notes for that one? Nope. All right, now to go into stuff that is getting released this coming week as of Wednesday, 8/9/2023. Levo with the big nose that looks like a blue penis. 100 Ryan Brown for that one.
And that sack with his legs up in there.
Yeah. With penis for toes.
So the character's actually upside down if you didn't know.
What?
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Oh my goodness.
That's even worse.
Spider-Man Annual number 1, Gabriel Delgado, open order. Gunslinger Spawn. Kind of like the art for this one. No kind of movement on this one. I just kind of like the art for this one.
He's got that Thriller jacket, man. That Thriller jacket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's fucking, I don't know what the vibe. But that's, of all the homages that are out there, you would think that somebody would have done a Michael Jackson homage. I've seen a couple of Prince homages, but no Michael Jackson.
So, but that's it's so countless of like how many covers you could do, right? You could do parody, like you could do like straight up like album cover,
and on and on and on. I would buy the shit.
Yeah. If you get it with the right title too, like you just keep that going forever.
On and on and on and on. Just Thriller alone, man.
Yeah, just Thriller alone. You could just like straight up do like one of the zombies. You could do like a full connecting cover of. You draw that out like the music video, right? Make it like
we're gonna have to do a retailer's incentive and just do that shit, man. See what
just take a mini series, like a zombie mini series.
See, and Eric, then, like, you keep talking to somebody's gonna grab that idea and they're gonna
see the thing about ideas though, right? Like people will listen to them and then they'll either make it better or they won't straight up copy you.
Just remember, you guys heard it here first. We're talking about Michael Jackson homages, Thriller homages, all that shit. Thriller. What's the name of the other? Man, he's got so many fucking things between him and the Michael Jackson.
That's Jackson 5.
Yeah, Jackson 5. I'm surprised I haven't seen more Selena homages, man. That shit would fucking.
Well, they did that Selena comic, right?
He did, but her fucking videos were fucking dope.
Yeah,
I'm always shocked when I see some type of Mexican or Latino character come out and they don't do a homage off of Selena or Manuel or any of that shit.
I'm surprised we
Instead,
haven't seen.
what do we get? We get fucking Green Lantern on the fucking Mars eating the fucking burrito.
I'm surprised we haven't seen like hair metal bands, like 80s hair, because all that shit is fucking ridiculous, right? That stuff would go hand in hand with comics. Like it's perfect for that shit.
See, we need to do more retail incentives, man. They can pay us.
Oh, but it's only limited to like 800, right?
Oh, shit, 800.
If it's a Marvel book, right?
So this one is a homage to the hip hop covers, right? Madness, She's Black. This one is done by AWA. Some people have already picked up on it, and the stock is kind of low on this one. Miles Morales, Spider-Man #9. People have not loved this fucking cover because it is kind of weird.
Miles of a sword or lightsaber.
It catches my eye, but I can see where people don't like it right now. It's like it's kind of weird.
Does it actually fit into the story of what's going on in this?
I don't know. So I've read the first 5 pages, I think, maybe 5 or 6 pages. And then I think I'll have my copies in a few hours. So I'll be able to go through it and see what's actually going on with it. Amazing Spider-Man #31, 1 in 50 by Greg Land. What's the furthest place from here? #4, the LX second press that comes with the record.
Ooh, they're bringing this back?
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know anyone got any of the records besides the first one.
You know what? I actually have one of the records. I forget which issue it was. I actually have one of the records. And I think I'm going to be trying to get rid of it during the what's the name of the sale? The
How May
We Help You?
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying to get rid of it during the How May We Help You?
Yeah, because it's the members of what band? Jawbreaker. It's the members of Jawbreaker that write the music for those records. So
Really?
they're like so it's a popular Midwest like post-punk or punk band.
But I've ordered those ever since 3 years ago and never received one.
No.
Wait, is this for actually issue #4?
Issue #4.
I had #1, #2 pre-ordered, and I never received them.
The only reason why I got issue #1's record was because of Hive's exclusive. Like they did the full out thing for issue 1, where they actually did a deluxe version or whatever, where you got the record, and then they had their own color, and that's the only reason why I got the record. Like I didn't get it through Diamond because they allocated the shit out of that because that was at the height of the plastic shortage time period, right?
Yeah, but that's bullshit.
Yeah. So like no one, like anyone that was trying to sell wax during that time period wasn't selling wax at all, or they had to heavily allocate. Like I tried pre-ordering an album from a band. I mean, I still like the band, but I definitely did not get my record. But I mean, I pre-ordered it through Amazon, but they refunded me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It has a TP or a hardback come out for what's the furthest place from here yet? Because
like a trip. Maybe
I haven't even seen the issues. I've seen them.
I'm stuck in the fact that it's a good idea. It's a good concept. I like that idea, the concept. Then they follow up with, hey, let's put some LPs to fucking listen to while you're fucking reading this shit.
Yeah.
But I have not actually read any of the fucking issues.
I read the first 3 or 4 issues. So it's like, but like they're long issues too as well. But basically, like to sum it up, it's like basically like a bunch of punk kids, and like go into like a house that's like The Shining, is the best way to kind of describe it. The start of it.
Isn't
but
they're
like 14. They're like 14 issues in now at this point. Like I still have it on my pool.
Really?
Yeah, I still have it on my pool box. Just these like second prints are all delayed or whatever because of not being able to have the records to go with it.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking records, man. You think if there's any medium that should be easy to fucking make and get done, this fucking records.
Yeah, because they do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
Especially a 7-inch, I mean, and shit like the Batman Death Metal stuff. They put all that stuff on the the temporary records, right? The test records that you can only play like a few times before it gets all like damaged, right?
Acetates. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
78 points of articulation says TPP. First arc started good and then it meanders and then I lost interest.
That's
That
basically how
reminds
I felt
me,
about
yeah,
it.
that reminds me of what was the other title we were all about? Freaking Dead Gods or some shit like, or the gods are all dead or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we only find them when they're dead.
Yeah, that was interesting. First issue was amazing. Then they started talking about the crew. I was like, I don't.
Well,
Oh, hey, why the fuck are you talking about the crew? How about these dead gods are just lying all over
And
the
then
fucking?
it
yeah,
jumped into a whole
it's a,
cult.
Their
well,
fucking
and
lips
then
and shit,
it
fucking all
jumps
over.
back 50 years ago, and then like
Yeah.
fast forward it to like 100
Fast
years
forward to
later.
20 years ago, then it jumps back to last week. And then it
Yeah,
goes back to 150 years when you're not even thinking about the people you're reading about. Like, it was just too much, man. And I know it's good. It's just it just because
I
I
should
keep
not
wanting,
need an advanced math degree to understand what this plot of the
yeah,
story is.
I keep wanting to go back and read it, but I'm just like, fuck, man, because it looks like it's good, but it's like, fuck, man, I don't want to start all over again.
Was it? And it was that Ewing who wrote that?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ewing and DeMeo was doing the art.
Here's another title that I just fell off of after the first issue because fuck you. House of Slaughter number 16, cover A. Rodriguez. What did pique my interest is this little boy with no arms. Right?
The fuck?
Yeah, apparently he's a special assassin. But he just doesn't happen to have any arms. I do
So
like the art for Momoko, really good. I'll wait till somebody fucks up and puts that on the ratio, and I'll fucking grab me a copy. You know,
Was that the one per store, or was that the one of
is there one
50?
There, yeah, there is. Well, there. So the one that I have large, that is a FOC reveal that's
Okay.
out there. And it looks like it's still available for order, so I might actually, if I can go ahead and order that one. The one per store is the unlockable, and I don't like that at all. It's fucking stupid. It's like it's just black and white and doesn't fucking get me at all.
Oh, okay.
So I might.
It's like one of
order.
the standard peach sketch drawings or whatever that looks like bullshit.
Yeah. Y'all gonna have to wait. Hold on. Let me fucking go ahead and fucking order me a fucking copy of this shit. See, June 230 465. 230 465. Boom. Yep. I'll be missing out on this shit because this shit is not sold out or nothing. Y'all telling me y'all don't love a mid-level assassin with no arms? Fuck.
That's part of a team. That's part of the team because of the white bandana.
I don't see how to order this. I'll figure that out later. Okay. And then lastly, here's the last one of the slide is going back to Dwellings number 1. Just like Dwellings number 1 is coming out this week. It is already going at third print. But Dwellings number 1 is just coming out this week. Cover A Stevens, cover B by Palmer, cover C Cha, cover D by Maria Wolf.
That D cover is amazing.
Every single one of these sold out.
Dang. Especially at a $10 cover price too.
Mm-hmm. And that 1 in 10 that I have right there, that's a 1 in 10. Oh, excuse me, the one that I have to the right there, that is a 1 in 10. So just to get that means that the retailers had to pay $100 just to freaking get it. But guess what? With it being sold out the way it is, that means that they gotten their money back somehow. So it's weird because I don't have the numbers to prove it inside of Terapeak, but retailers are definitely going after this one.
Because multiple people want the 10-ish, and then like with horror coming, like with October right around the corner, right? All that shit, like it's like a perfect storm of shit for this.
It looks good, man. definitely looks good. All right, man. So that was the last of what I wanted to talk about tonight. Is there anything that I missed? I think what did we talk about? We talked about sports cards. We talked about freaking magic cards. We talked about the bullshit what happened with SAG AFTRA. We talked about movies. We talked about FOC. We talked about stuff that's coming out this week. We talked about school and coming back to school and fucking pain and all that bullshit, man. Um,
And then that we're doing How May We Help You tomorrow night. Are we're doing it an hour earlier, right? So 9 p.m. Eastern. Is that the right time?
I don't know. I gotta see. If,
We got to figure out with Knife. We got to figure out with Knife and Danger Room. Oh shit! I still need to make my preview video of what I'm bringing to the table.
Mel's not tomorrow or what?
Yeah, we're doing it tomorrow. Oh,
no, I'm saying is Mel selling it or no?
No, Mel's not selling. No,
I forgot what Mel had. Mel had something that he couldn't do it this weekend, and then Josh is at Gen Con. I think Phil's just taking it easy kind of situation, or he's getting ready for his. I think he has an elite sale coming up. He's getting ready for.
I forgot this one last slide. I got this fucking last slide. Ghost Rider, Wolverine, Weapons of Vengeance, Alpha. It's Wolverine and Ghost Rider. They team up to fight this little kid. The little kid kills everybody. Keep him in your house for a fucking day or two. He will kill you and everybody you fucking know. All right, so they're trying to hunt this kid down and figure out what the fuck is wrong with this fucking kid. And there's 1-100, there's 250, there's 1-300. It's all that.
Those Ghost Rider covers have been pretty nice, though. Actually,
some of them, yeah, definitely. Remo, you got anything going on? You got any type of whatnot or anything going on?
Nah, man. Like I said, man, today's the daughter's birthday, so
you got going to Chuck E. Cheese, anything like that?
Taking her to Benihana. She wanted to go to Benihana, so we're going to Benihana tonight.
What the fuck is Benihana?
Who's gonna catch the shrimp in their mouth? Who's gonna catch the shrimp?
Right. My daughter, she be catching that shit, man.
And then you gotta have the onion volcano, right?
Yep. The onion volcano. They cut up the steak and they, man, they hook it up. Extra butter sauce.
Is that the one that likes anime and manga?
Yeah.
Ever go to Penguin Random House and freaking let's see if we can get her something.
Man, that girl, man. She got so much, man.
She probably has a list already checked out for you.
Bro, you should see her list, man. I was going through her list buying shit. I was like, God damn. At random store, I just got
as long as this book and she's reading.
Shit, man, I had to buy her fucking AirPods, and she wanted a desk from IKEA. I gotta buy her desk.
Shit. No. So once again,
got a Polaroid.
Here's another tip.
Finesse my wife when they're buying her a Polaroid camera, like all kinds of shit.
If you got a teen and they want any type of fucking furniture, you better fucking teach them how to build their own.
This ain't a teen, bro. This is 11-year-old.
11-year-old. She's a preteen.
My God.
So yeah, because that is a special skill that they're going to need for college. They need to fucking build that shit. They need to fucking learn how to build bookcases and couches and all the other shit. I guarantee you that shit will be fucking cheaper. Instead of fucking having you spend all that hours trying to build some IKEA shit, and you got to follow the instructions. Bitch, Madam Teen, you better fucking go on YouTube.
I was like, you need to figure it out, girl. I'm like, and now she wants
she wants how to read Swedish, right? I'm just joking.
She wants a she's been bugging me for the last month and a half for an Apple Pay account. I'm like, girl, you need to figure out how to make money first. Then you can put money on the Apple Pay account. Just because you have an Apple Pay account don't mean I'm gonna just keep putting money on it for you. Like you gotta feel that shit. I'm not doing that. So we're in the process of teaching her that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta make
y'all in chat are freaking sharing some stuff and y'all not sharing with me. I am hurt. Y'all are sharing some freaking speculation and y'all not sharing with me. Y'all sharing it with everybody else except for me. I am hurt. That's crazy, man. He said, I don't want to blow up the community before I ask input. No, it's serious, but I don't want to see it in chat. Man, I am hurt. Y'all don't want to share it with me? God damn, that's fucked up. You know, I've got access to back order stuff. I might be able to hook you up with some shit.
Yeah, no.
So once again, yeah, freaking. What about you? Okay, you got the Whatnot sale tomorrow here on this freaking channel as well. It's going to be also on the Comic Crusaders freaking channel as well. What else you got going on?
I'm gonna stop by a local card shop for the International Comic Day because Topps is doing that promo pack, and one of the shops I usually buy like hobby boxes from and everything, they're doing I think they're trying to like shrink down their inventory or whatever, right? So they're doing specials where you like buy 2 boxes and then on the 3rd box you get whatever percentage off. So I mean, if they have certain products I'm looking for, I'll probably I don't know if I'm gonna go 3 boxes deep on anything. I haven't decided yet, but it just depends on their pricing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My local one is they're called the Collectible Kings, and they haven't announced it yet, but
So there's that link I put in the private chat.
yeah.
It has a store locator on that, so you can just like type in your zip code or whatever, and then it'll find the closest shop near you.
So let me go ahead and show everybody. There we go. So if you go to Topps.com International Trading Cards, it says there are many ways to join the celebration. You can visit your local hobby shop to participate. So you can click on that to find out if your local hobby shop is participating, or visit your local MLB looking for a special pack giveaway. So if you're happening to go to a game this weekend, you should be able to get a pack. But I think I've heard of that before. Or you can visit your MLB team's retail store at the stadium and receive an exclusive card when you purchase $10 or more of top products while supplies last. So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Topps International Trading Card Day on August 5th to celebrate the hobby of card collecting. And Topps is giving away packs of cards in hobby shops around the country featuring MLB, UEFA, Champions League, Formula One, Bowman U Football, Athletes Unlimited, and Garbage Pail Kids. All right.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right. What's your next podcast other than the Whatnot sale? Well, not the Whatnot sale.
Then it would be probably Wednesday for Beyond Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah. So quite a while.
All right. On Comic Crusaders, we got the Old Timers. We've got Bobo and the Toys reviews. We've got we just put out the No Prize podcast where me and the freaking guy from the UK are fucking around and fucking just destroying fucking books and telling you guys how bad it is. Adam has his show on Wednesdays when he remembers to give me the link. I do join in so I can fucking talk shit on his show as well. We're still waiting for the lovely host to come back on his like show, but they got Autumn. That's her name. She's the Madam Pimp, but she's got all these other hoes that comes on the fucking show.
I thought they had a falling out or whatever.
No, it was because he doesn't know how to fucking read an email. Because you know what? Because he's blind. So he didn't understand that they got family shit going on. So you know they're good. You know he's just giving them some time to freaking do whatever.
Talk about a misunderstanding, right?
Did you finally get CC'd into an email or something like that? Is that how you found out?
Oh, because I kept pressing them on like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Because when I left and I stopped going on their show, everything was good or perfect. So I know, and I know they're not that type of people. I was like, so what's going on? So he finally freaking reached out to him again. I was like, and he explained what the fuck is going on. So they needed to take some time because they got shit. They got shit, right?
Mm.
Look, when you get to a certain age, you got shit that's going on, not just with you, but your extended family members, right? So you gotta take the time to fucking do that shit, and maybe work more hours and all that other shit. So, that's just life, man. Freaking, and for the type of industry that they're in, they don't have time to figure fuck around, right? So
Yeah.
they're taking their freaking time, and I respect that. Um, and Adam's respecting that, and then fucking we'll freaking hook up. Which what's crazy is apparently they live maybe 2 hours from me or some shit like that.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they live like 2 hours from me. So last I talked to them, we were gonna do a workout where we freaking just like hook up and freaking hang out together. Um, and I was telling them, hey, there's actually like a strip club like really close, but it's like a pancake house in the day and like a strip club at night. It's fucking real. So I wanted
So,
to show
so,
you.
so if you stay late enough, you can get pancakes on your way out.
Exactly. It's
Oh, hell
weird.
yeah, dude, that's
Yeah. And
badass.
then Thursdays they have karaoke. So look, man, I'm telling you, y'all motherfuckers think the Bronx and New York is fucking wild. No, the mountains. These mountains are fucking wild, man. We got all types of crazy shit happening out in these fucking woods, man. It's
Is it because
fucking
the
awesome.
air is starting to get thinner as you go higher in elevation kind of situation? Or
It's good for the lungs because you got all these fucking trees and everything, man. But I
yeah.
tell you what, man. So it is kind of funny, man. When people tell me, "Oh man, I can't find a good husband, or I can't find a good wife, or I can't find a place to live," I'm like, motherfucker, there are these woods back here where there are plenty of people that fucking are just looking for their next fucking husband, and they are fucking husband and wife material. You need a house? There are these houses out here for $90,000,
Oh shit.
right? So I don't know what the fuck you talking about, but you need to fucking come out to the fucking mountains and shit. It's too far away from everything. Far from what? Far from this clubs that you can't afford to get into? Shut the fuck up, man. you know. Um, it's
Yeah,
a
because
yeah.
you can go into any other suburban neighborhood and it's exactly like the suburban neighborhood you're leaving. So
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, man, freaking. So yeah, that's your thing. I talked about MVP. I talked about Comic Crusaders. But again, Comic Crusaders always has a bunch of podcasts that are out there. Please listen in. Give them feedback. If they're fucking boring, tell them. Ask them questions. Give them feedback. Please, 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 please. Because there's plenty of times when these old men freaking get to talk about a thing and then they fucking bore the shit out of me. And I got
oh, I just
please
remember
give them
something
feedback.
else.
Hmm?
We have a how may we help you uh Instagram now. So make sure to
Really?
follow
Do it.
that. Yeah, yeah. So I started tagging you and
I don't.
stuff.
I don't know. Am I? I don't fucking know,
You
man. This
you probably
this,
even have access to it.
this month has been a crazy fucking. That's actually this year has been a fucking crazy fucking year.
Yeah.
I just finished one half of my bookcase. I'm very proud of that shit.
Hell yeah.
Very proud, so I can fucking start to get access to the stuff and start bringing out some of the good shit. For the how may we help you sell. But my wife cross looks into the studio like, your shit's all fucking still trash. Hey, I'm still fucking working on it. God damn it! But at least I got the fucking bookcase. In fact, I need to go to Home Depot, get some more blocks and woods and shit, and I'll be straight and freaking good.
My wife was going through all her books last night, consolidating. Like, I'll sell this when I start selling on there. I'll sell this. She got like a short box and a half worth of stuff she going to sell. So
I have a short box. That's what's sitting on my floor. Is the books I have pulled and priced, like
yeah,
ready to go.
there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. What I need to start doing is like whatever doesn't sell on the YouTube sell, just jump on fucking whatnot or whatever, or list them on eBay. Decide to
Keep it off, yeah.
yeah, just start selling short boxes at a time. I guess.
No, it'll go on whatnot. You can sell it for $1. They'll sell it.
I mean, some stuff I can let go for $1. Others, I would.
No. But I mean, if you're just trying to like liquidate things, like,
oh yeah. Like if I was gonna do that, I'd just take a fucking long box and just like
there you go, $1.
yeah.
Yep. I'm definitely gonna have books on sale for $1. I'm definitely going to have books on sale for $10.
Mm-hmm.
If you are doubting what type of books I'm going to be selling for $10, you could go to Les. How may we help you sell? And then go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because you had that Spider-Man 2 issue 1 Tedesco variant, Hulk 340. I remember that was up there.
$10.
What else? There's all kinds of crazy shit. Like half of us were like, "Fuck, do we buy a $10 box right now?" What's the link? That's
what I want to say. I had a $400 freaking book and up for it was a $400 freaking book. No, $400 box. The one book that was in there was $400 fucking dollars by itself, and it came with more fucking books. Nobody fucking wanted it. But those are the trials and tribulations, and that's why timing is everything. Because you got to make sure that you do it when people actually have the freaking money for that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. Here's the perfect thing that I freaking loving about life right now is that football season back on. Just had the Hall of Famers game, Jets versus freaking Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all were like, "Oh, who the fuck cares about fucking Jets Browns?" I fucking care because I'm tired of pretending like baseball. I can give a fuck about fucking baseball right now.
I like baseball.
You know, like I give a fuck about the Phillies, right? Because I'm a Philadelphia fucking fan.
But what about the Mets like getting rid of like all their players?
That was crazy. That was fucking crazy.
I mean, I'm excited because I'm in the AL West, and then like fucking Verlander's back. What's up, Verlander?
That's crazy.
Yeah, Verlander's back. So yeah, I'm stoked with the Astros. I can finally wear my jersey again.
Wait. He had gotten traded to Detroit?
He was on the Mets.
Or the Mets. Oh, that's right.
He was on the Mets with Max Scherzer, right?
Yeah, and they kept Scherzer, huh?
No, Scherzer went to the Rangers.
What?
Yes. So they're both in the AL West on opposing teams now, like mid-season, or right after the All-Star break.
And Scherzer's back home, basically.
No, because they both came from Detroit.
I thought, but Scherzer's he's from Texas, though. Right?
Oh, is he? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought him and what do you call it? We're best friends. Shit, the old quarterback from Detroit, man. I just went blank.
Oh,
Stafford. Him and Stafford.
Okay.
From Texas or whatever.
Nice.
I might be wrong, though. I know Stafford and one of those. I think it was.
In the meantime,
the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know if y'all know about this, but so the Rangers and the Astros, they always have this competition every single baseball season called the Texas Cup, and so basically like by the end of the season, because they play each other so many times, they see who has the most wins out of just them two to win the Texas Cup every year. So it's going to be really interesting to finish out the season with like Verlander and Scherzer obviously going to pitch against each other, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they play each other anymore for the rest of the season, but it would really surprise me if they don't, especially with them both being first and second in the division.
Yeah.
In the meantime, poor FIFA women's, because they have a full-on World Cup and nobody gives a damn.
Well, the games are at what, like 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Dude, motherfucker, this week I woke up I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I just happened to turn it on. And I was like, oh, there's the fucking U.S. Portugal game on.
Yeah, it's either at 6
And I
a.m.
was like,
or it's at
oh,
6 p.m. or whatever. 6
yeah,
a.m.
I was like, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like,
Well, because everyone's excited about Messi going to Miami.
sure enough,
MLS
he's
team.
fucking doing some exciting shit right now.
Yeah,
He's gonna fucking doing this fucking thing, fucking making sure that he's worth every goddamn fucking penny right now.
he's doing the David Beckham thing that was done like 20 years ago.
Problem is that nobody gives a fucking damn. If he had maybe done it back in May, right? So whenever the basketball season ended back in May, if they had done it then maybe we would have been able to get, because once again, then you leave us off with baseball. Nobody, well, a lot of people don't care about baseball. But if you're saying, hey, one of the best freaking players in the fucking world is coming from the U.S. to the U.S., and you got to
this was no kind of promotion. Like, this was big.
Well, they announced
but it was like in the middle of the fucking summer when people don't really fucking care. We're all
still that should have warranted way more like
attention than they grab. See, but my whole theory is that MLS is not really to get to like the English Premier level. It's for
here.
It's for when those European players are about to retire, right?
Well, that's what I mean. But it's like for us, it's like you'll have those guys playing with some good players, but it's only for us. Like no one else cares about the United States football teams,
the MLS teams, right?
But it's enough for us to be to pay enough attention that we would go to an occasional game here and there, and
right? Or just like to understand, I guess, the fundamentals of soccer, right?
But we'll go to the games that Messi's is going to play at, especially for our local team.
That's the only games I'm fucking.
Yeah, I like did, but I'm going to go when Messi comes to town.
I look at the schedule, and he doesn't. That team doesn't play the Houston team.
Yeah.
What?
They play Austin, and then they're not even playing in Austin. They're playing in fucking Miami. So I'm like, I'm like, well, there's my only chance of like seeing Messi without having to travel like a crazy distance, right? Like I'm not flying out to Florida to watch a game.
Hell no.
Yeah.
Not for
like,
that.
Like I would drive to Austin from Houston because that's only like a 2.5 hour drive. Like that would have been worth it to me. But it's not happening in Houston. It's happening in Miami. I'm just like kind of like, fuck that.
Let me check out the Miami FC schedule.
Are they going anywhere close to you?
Yeah, they are this year. Yeah, they are this year. I'm just not sure when. Let's see, September 20.
Because I mean, I think he's already on the team, right? Because his premiere was
he's already had like 2 goals at least.
Yeah, like because it was like July, I think, is when he started.
Here we go. Loudon United USC. He played San Antonio, Loudon. Okay, here we go. Tampa Bay, Indy, Detroit, Louisville. I guess not. He's not playing any.
When does he play the Earthquakes?
Earthquake is what city?
Do
I have the wrong team?
Oh, it's Miami FC or something like that.
Yeah, that's what. For some reason, when I pulled it up, it didn't. Yeah, weird.
I mean, but you're also talking about like mid MLS season too, or some shit like that too, when he's joining. So, like half the season's already over.
That's the thing. It's Inter Miami FC.
Oh, Okay.
Inter Miami CF. It's not FC. It's Inter Miami CF.
Oh, my bad.
Well, no, that's what I thought too. I thought it was FC, but it's not that. It's Inter Miami CF.
It's because everywhere else in the world it's FC, right?
Yeah,
It's labeled FC everywhere else, but I mean, I guess like
but it's not. That's not what it's called. It's not. I think
I
people
mean,
are getting confused. It's not CF FC. It's Inter Miami CF.
yeah.
Looks like he just had his last game with DC on July 8th, which was a month ago. Dallas, he's going to be there tomorrow.
Oh, he's gonna be in Dallas tomorrow. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I fucked that one up.
But
But that's like 4 hours away.
Yeah.
Is that really worth it? Yeah, that might have been worth it.
I gotta say, yeah, man. Like 4 hours, you would have to leave now and shit and fucking secure some shit.
Well, I mean, like it would basically just be trying to find a ticket tomorrow, but like I'm assuming like finding a ticket the day of is going to be like $400 or some shit like that.
Well, let's see. Is there?
I'll look up tickets, and then while you're looking up other dates.
9:30. Oh my goodness. FC. So I mean, this is the crazy thing, man. I mean, one of the best players of all time. This is like seeing Pele fucking in this fucking day. CF tickets.
Oh, it's Sunday. It's on the 6th. Oh, I actually might be able to go then.
Prices as low as $127.
That's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Like, to be completely honest.
It's not bad, but it's a lot for an MLS game.
Yeah. Oh shit, where are you looking?
But it's messy. That thing is messy.
Wait, where are you looking at? Send me a link because everywhere I'm seeing it's like $500.
Yeah, I mean, because on the Google page, it said when something now that I'm on Vivid Seats, it's like $385.
Yeah, I was looking at StubHub. I want to look at SeatGeek. Oh, why does it take me to fucking Houston? I want to go to Houston. FC Dallas, enter Miami. What's Ticketmaster?
I mean, I'm surprised that it's not more, especially with his jersey.
Like
the jersey's pink. You know what I mean? You think more females would be all about it, but I guess I don't know.
Yeah, every ticket I've seen so far has been like $400 or something like that.
For one person.
Yeah, for one person. Well, yeah, one ticket. Like, fuck that. Like, I'd rather sit here and sell books instead.
Sunday, August 6th. So to continue, yeah, $400, 500. Yeah, these motherfuckers crazy.
Yeah. Definitely not. Like, I'd rather go buy some of his cards for like $100 or some shit like that instead of like. Actually, I should probably grade the cards I have already. Like, I pulled a bunch of Messies recently, like a couple of Sapphires, and then like just like different Chrome cards or whatever.
Oh wait, hold up. One ticket, $492. Okay. All right, so we are currently at almost 5:00 in the fucking morning. It's time to freaking get on out of here. Once again, thank you to almost 30 of y'all that have been hanging out with us till 5:00 in the freaking morning. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed your freaking time with us. Once again, if you got any feedback, please put it in the freaking quotes. Please freaking hit the likes on my MLV's channel, as well as the Comic Crusaders 2 YouTube channel. And then if you have any freaking questions about any freaking thing, definitely hit us up on that Drunken Chat, Son, as well as the Comic Crusaders channel or the Chitlin Green, the Cornbread, and you'll get me exactly. And don't forget, if you need a good discount on any of the books on FOC, definitely hit me up at Chitlin Green, Cornbread, and please join the pull box and I'll definitely try and get you that big discount. Once again, love y'all. If you drive, please don't drink. If you drink, please don't freaking drive. Please stay safe. Love y'all. Out.
For each man in his time.